to be honest.
You guys are now playing your third game in 4 days. How are the older guys holding up? How are those creaking bones?
I mean, it's nice, to be honest. I think we are the fittest team in this league, and everyone's really gelling well. A couple of niggles here and there is always going to be, but we have we have players to fill in and stuff, so everything's fine.
So the news from the middle is that the Gujarat Greats have won the toss, and they are going to have a bat.
That's right. The news from the center is
It to turn, it become really difficult. Jerome Taylor gets his first outing today, so it will be good to see him run in and bowl some good pace. Razak as well, I think we missed him there. He bowled the most economical spell that in the tournament's history the other night. 4 overs, 1 for 6.
there are two legends like that. There's one who's taken the first 5 for Manan Sharma. On the other side, you also have Razak. But, you know, they were talking about Shivat's captaincy, what kind of a leader he is. You tell us more.
I think we'll find out, won't we? I haven't played under his captaincy. He's always been the younger to me, so he's probably played under my captaincy. But yeah, it'll be interesting, giving him an opportunity to lead the side where you've got the likes of Guptill. It's a big call, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
Indeed, he will, and we'll be looking forward to it. But very quickly, let me tell you how the 2 games for the Southern Superstars bolster they needed, and especially Chaturanga in that first game up against the Gujarat Greats. Came in like a man possessed. He looked like he had his plans cut out. A lot of aggression there.
I think they were struggling. They were 80 odd for 8, and from there to get them to 144. He batted beautifully. It was calculative innings, and he chose the right delivery. That's the key. On that surface, sometimes it will be harder for the batsman, but if you can still apply yourself, there's still runs to be scored.
Indeed, you spoke about that is because the spinners, you said, were conducive. But how can a guy like Chaturanga once again perform pitch number 4? He's shown us that in previous matches. Do you expect the same?
Yeah, I think he's quite a tough batter to bowl too. He hits the ball in tough areas, you know, not like traditional players. Sometimes he's very wristy, and also he goes through the gears. Once he's got himself in, he's quite hard to keep quiet, and he showed us the other night how he reads the game so well. I think that's the key element.
Indeed. But it is not just Chaturanga, because if we speak about last night, it was an absolute thriller. An edge-of-the-seat thriller is because Chirag Gandhi came in and changed the game for the Southern Superstars. Just how well did he read that situation, and how well did he play according to it?
I think he batted beautifully. It was an extraordinary chase by 2 younger players. When you talk about the legends, you always think about the big names. They're going to come out there and perform. But it's always great to see some of the domestic players, domestic retired players doing so well, because it means a lot for these guys to play in this tournament and getting in that opportunity. So it's always great for the tournament when you have different people performing.
Right. Right, but the situation in which he came in, it was a high-pressure situation. You almost thought that the Southern Superstars, this one, they're going down. How good on it is on a domestic player to be able to perform like that?
I think, he knocked the ball around for a while, and we saw the rate go up to 15 and over, and he seemed to not panic. That's the main thing, I think, in these games, is not to panic. And then there one big over with de Grandholm. When they bowled a no ball, he hit it for 6, and then he hit the next ball for 6 as well, and then they were in the game, and he played it so cleverly towards the end. It was really impressive.
Right, today you can actually expect a run fest just because you've got the likes of game changers of the Southern Superstars. But remember, there's a certain Mornie van Week who will come to party. He gave us the first stun, and here is something special we've got for you.
It's amazing. Just love it. When you get the call up and the opportunity to come and play in LC again, there's an excitement and an expectancy, and also I've got the advantage now of having been here so often over the last couple of years, and particularly when I was here 2 years ago, we had some wonderful matches. So always great to come back to a venue with the sort of memories that I have here. 100 in a T20 is just such a rare occasion that when it happens, it almost feels surreal. I had the privilege of notching one up for the Proteas a long time ago. My job is to just give the team a good power play and then sort of use it as a base and try and play the game from there and build partnerships and obviously take advantage. But for it to almost be a perfect day out like that is very rare, and to happen at this stage of a career at my age, it just feels like a real treat, because you don't really expect it or train so much for it anymore. So to get to experience it again and just feel the swing plane working and finding the middle of the bat and seeing the ball travel and then helping us to get that win of the tournament feels very, very special, because it's like an unexpected gift that you almost get to open.
And that will be his 100, Mornie van Beek, and that has been absolutely sensational.
Our bodies are a temple, it's a gift. I want to look after my body so that it enables me to do the sorts of things that I'm doing now in my mid-40s, and something that I started embracing early in my career, where I knew if I train well in my late 20s and 30s, physically in terms of running and training and the gym programs that go with it. There's so much knowledge nowadays. I just use it, sum it up in one word: wow. I just sometimes play with these guys, and it started with the first time I was here when I played with Shane Watson and the Pathan brothers. These guys are good. You can see why they had the careers that they had. You can see why they were superstars. You can see why they're so revered and loved in India, because there's just so much natural talent. There's ability. Kaif, you mentioned him, to run around the park like he's doing. I remember playing against him and he was doing it, and you thought this guy's athletic and he's quick. But now to do it to the same level almost just makes me just go, wow, these guys are amazing. I'm excited. I get to play in another stadium, get to experience another crowd and the hospitality of another Indian city, which I always go, I'm raving about.
He's in his mid-40s, he says. I lost account of the number of dips he did. How many can you do?
I can do quite a few, actually. I'm very light, as you can see. So, yeah, I can rack up the numbers.
I love the confidence. I'm not going to ask you the number. But, John, if you could just remind us how special that 115 was from Mornie van Beek.
Yeah, I think he even alluded to it, where, it doesn't come along often, where you get through a power play and you're going quite well and you just keep on going, and the day just it's your day, and you just try and make the most of it, try and enjoy the moment. As he said, it might not happen again in their life, because they're right at the end of their career now, and it's time to savor it and enjoy the moment. And that's one thing in cricket that you've got to appreciate, is that no situation is ever the same, which is quite unique to cricket. A new ground, a new stadium, and even at this age now, he's getting new experiences, which is really quite nice.
Right, and also we spoke about his fitness, also his six-hitting ability. We've spoken about it after that done, but just the way he's been picking the lengths right.
No, I think he's got a very clear mind. Clarity is so important as a batter, and also assessing the conditions, which he did perfectly. He knew which ball he's got to hit, which he's just got to rotate the strike. And we talk about his 9 sixes, but what we don't talk about is the way he was clever about taking the singles. He hardly played any dot, and that's what shows you how mature the cricketer is and all the experience he had in the world.
Yep, well, that's the batters for the Gujarat Greats, and that's the game they won. But after that came a loss. Now, interestingly, that was also the game in which Manan Sharma picked up 6 wickets and gave the tournament its first fifer. And in spite of that, how many times have you heard that a bowler comes and picks up 6 wickets and yet the team is on the losing side?
It's unbelievable. You don't really see that very often, especially in T20 cricket, and what a spell he bowled. He mixed his pace, he mixed his line and length wonderfully on that occasion. But it just shows that if you can get runs on board, even after somebody has taken 6 wickets, it's not that easy to come out there and chase on that pitch. But if you look at those deliveries, his variations were just brilliant.
Yeah, it showed like.
Sorry, go for it.
He just showed the guy, like we're saying now, the variations from a finger spinner. He's got it all, and there's a lot of bounce. His ball slid on with the arm, and then he had something that really turned appreciably. So it was just what a great effort. 6 for 17 in a T20, unheard of.
Right, but in general, if we speak about the spinners, they've come out to party. It has been a spin-to-win kind of tournament. On the other side, on the Southern Superstars also has a Negi, it has a Razak. We saw what he did yesterday, the most economical bowler. What is it about this tournament the spinners are getting so much success?
No, I think it's a difficult condition to bat against a spinner initially, because the ball is not just turning, it's also stopping, and that's where you get into trouble as a batter. If the ball just turns and the ball is still coming onto the bat, you can manage. But when the ball starts gripping on the surface and stopping on the surface, that becomes hard, and that's what's happening on the surface.
Right. Well, once again, we will see. Let me remind you that this particular game is happening on pitch number 4, where the spinners have had a lot of success. But now it's time to put them on the spot, and let's find out what their fantasy 11 is. First up, Abhishek, tell me, who is your captain?
Oh, my captain will have to be Shikhar Dhawan again, because again he batted beautifully in the previous match, got a 50, and he's a good leader, and he's got a good game awareness, and I'm expecting nothing else today from him.
Right, I believe you're going to get a call from Shivats Goswami this evening. The fact that you've gone ahead with Shikhar Dhawan and not Shivats, but for you, John?
Oh, yeah, I've gone with him as well. I've gone for the spinners that have been performing as well, which is no surprise, I guess. A couple of pace bowlers. I've gone for Taylor. A bit of extra pace his first game. He must be quite excited, so I hope we get a lot from him today.
Right. You had a look at the pitch as well, right? You spoke about the fact that the spinners would be conducive in this pitch. It has been a spinners tournament. Just the way the momentum that the Southern Superstars are in, what is the kind of score you're expecting?
So the only issue with Gujarat is that the middle order is quite weak. If the top 3 can't score runs, they're going to really struggle to score runs on that surface with their middle order. So I would still go with Southern Superstars. I think they can get them out quite cheaply today.
Right, you actually spoke about that is because Gujarat Greats, we spoke about the top order. Is that the issue, the middle order, the issue is because you got Shikhar Dhawan who's performed, you got a 50 in the last game, you got Morny Van Week, you also have Simmons who's been hitting. Who else do you want to come up and step his game?
I think, yeah, it just takes a bit of responsibility early on, I think. I think turning the quick tables on it, I think the Superstars top order, on the other hand, has been underperforming a little bit. So it's almost a change-up from both teams, who's been performing and who hasn't. So I think it's some players are still looking for some form in this tournament at this point.
Right, we've been speaking about the surface. So very quickly, let's take a look at those 22 yards and show you what it looks like. Your take on it?
Yeah, I think the pitch, again, as Shikhar also mentioned at the toss, that it looks a bit dry. So as the game progresses, it's going to get slower and might be lower as well. So they've got added advantage batting first, but again, they'll have to bat first on that surface.
Right, for you, John?
I think 100% look to bat and then teach your spinners to spin a web and close the game up for you.
What is the kind of power play score you're expecting?
Oh, I think it should go at about, I'd say 45 for 1, I would expect.
45 for 1 for you?
I think they'll be somewhere around 45 for 3 or 4 down.
I guess we will find out. Something very famously said by Shivats Goswami today. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thanks a lot for joining us. It's a rematch between Gujarat Greats and the Southern Superstars. The Gujarat Greats want to get back into winning ways after losing to this very opponent. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. We need a bit of that tonight.
which is quite a bit away. Plenty of time to close that gap for the sides in 5th and 6th. It's our 6th and final game here in Jodhpur. We have had some really good contests so far. 4 games have gone down to the last. Be Abdur Razak, very experienced left arm spinner. Opportunity now for the fans here to see their heroes, their superstars. Plenty of them here for Shikhar Dhawan. Right, let's hear from a superstars player, Martin Guptill, alongside Abhishek Jhunjhunwala.
Martin, thanks for talking to us. Again, we were discussing about playing 3 matches in a very short span. How's the body feeling?
It's feeling pretty good. You know, you do get used to it. You know, the tournament's actually getting a lot more condensed these days. So, you know, playing sort of back-to-back games isn't anything unusual now.
And what do you make of the pitch? It's been difficult.
It sure has. I mean, it's turning square from pretty much ball one. So, you know, it adds a new dynamic and, you know, got to use different sort of skills that you've learnt over the years to be able to combat that.
Terrific win yesterday. At one point, you must have thought there's no recovery from here, but phenomenal innings from 2 fairly young cricketers.
Yeah, they did really well. I mean, the nature of T20 cricket, you know, it's always up and down, the ebbs and flows of the game. But, you know, we always had the couple of wickets left in the shed to be able to, you know, come out and try and finish it off.
And how much time do you still spend on your fitness and hitting the ball in the nets? Because you've got to play lots of leagues around the world.
Yeah, still quite a bit. I've been training with Auckland back home before coming over here, so I was getting plenty of time in the nets. And, you know, you're always working on fitness and things like that and strength. So you've got to be able to keep up and still be able to hit the ball over the rope.
Enjoy the game today.
Thanks very much.
Still a very clean striker of a ball is Martin Guptill. We saw that on occasion last night. Looks like he's just finding his feet in this tournament. But what kind of a surface is he going to have to deal with? We've seen quite a bit of spin so far in this tournament. How about this one today? Let's join Abhishek with John Kent.
It's match number 6 in K Rasa Legends League Season 3. And we are back on pitch number 4. We were on pitch number 3 yesterday, but today we are back on it. This is the 6th game and this is the 4th game on this surface. The 3rd game which we played on this surface, John, the ball did rag a lot. What can we expect today?
Yeah, I think they've watered it. They've tried to roll it again and try and make it as good as possible, but it got a bit tacky. We saw in the previous game, even last night's game, we thought it would be better, and it just held up a touch. I don't know if you think it was poor batting or possibly just excellent spin bowling.
I think it was poor application. A lot of times we have seen with batters that the moment they see the ball turn a little bit more, they get into that panic situation. But still, batters have managed to get some runs on it. But there is a bit of a grass covering on the other side, which should help the batters to score some runs.
Should I have a look down here, maybe?
Yeah, I think
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Let's have a look over here. There's obviously plenty of cracks that are available, but they've been rolled in hard. They're not moving. It's still a solid, hard surface. I think it really just depends if it's going to be a little bit tacky, might hold up a touch. A lot of slow balls. Even last night, de Grandholm rolled the fingers over.
And if you look at the pitch, again, I think you've got to apply yourself as a batter, but it's still a pitch where the spinners will have the upper hand. It'll more conducive to spin. But if you can apply yourself as a batter, you still have a chance on this surface.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays. Beautiful pink sky, wasn't there, behind the guys when they did that pitch report. This was the toss earlier. Shikhar Dhawan called correctly. I asked him at the toss what kind of a leader will he be, and he said, well, I guess we'll find out. Two standing umpires today, Jerry Matabiri and Chris Firry, taking us out, getting us going, hoping for another cracker here at the Barkatullah Khan. There is Shrivas Goswami standing in for Dinesh Karthik, who captained the first 2 games for the Superstars, and they look very impressive. 2 games where they were in tight positions, both with ball and with bat, and they fought out of them and got over the line on both occasions.
Especially yesterday. I don't think many of us, or a lot of people watching this game, thought that they can pull it off. At one point they needed 15 and over, but what a wonderful knock from Chirag and Jaisal Karia to get them over the line. Just excellent batting, but at the moment it's going to be Shikhar Dhawan and Mone van Beek. He's already got 100, Shikhar's got a 50. My only concern with Gujarat grades, Matt, is their middle order. If the top 3 couldn't get them the chunk of the runs, the middle order looks a bit light to me.
Well, if Van Beek gets another 100, then it won't really matter. That was a stunning innings, wasn't it? But if he gets out early, yeah, could be a problem. Really good record. Over 4,000 runs in this format. Good strike rate, 125. But when he gets going, he scores at a much quicker rate than that. He likes batting on this pitch. But when it turned significantly, and I wonder if that was a big part of Gujarat's decision to bat first as well. Shikhar made the decision, almost 10,000 runs for him, wow. Again, very similar strike rate to Mone van Beek. Wonder if they batted first because they looked at the Southern Superstars spin options and thought, we don't want to chase again against them because last time they fell well short by 26 runs, spun out.
Yeah, absolutely, and they were only chasing 144. Here goes Hamid Hassan. Look at that economy, under 7, 66 wickets in his career, 54 games, but bowled beautifully in the previous season, and he can still bowl at a very good pace. It's always good to see a slip in for a fast bowler, even in T20 cricket, and he does get the ball to swing away from the right-hander. Hamid Hassan, they're very keen.
Okay, we are all set. The final game here in beautiful Jodhpur. We were all set, and then someone just decided to walk behind the bowler's arms. So we're almost there. Mone van Beek looking to finish with a bang. Gujarat looking to get it back on track with another win. And it's Hamid Hassan. Very economical action. A bit like Jofra Archer, that one a wide, but it is similar, isn't it? It's a very sort of short run up, but then quick arm.
Yeah, uses his shoulder really well, Hamid Hassan, and look at that seam position, beautiful, just drifting a bit towards the onside, nicely taken by Shrivats. We can already sense that he can bowl quick. He's going to bring the ball into the right-hander as well.
Oh, inside edge, very close to the stumps. Goswami does really well there, actually, to gather that. Good start by Hamid Hassan. Beat him for pace.
Yeah, as I said, he's somebody who really comes a lot quicker than you expect as a batter. He's a very skiddy customer. Nicely taken by Shrivas, could have been a 4. Yeah, just a bit slow on that one. Mone van Beek.
And again, struggling with the pace, with the quick arm action. It's difficult, isn't it, when a bowler just ambles up like Jofra Archer, and then suddenly this whippy action, and the ball just seems to appear out of nowhere.
And also in Legends League, you don't really get bowlers who can still bowl at that pace, and then when you play them, you really get a bit surprised. Yeah, he takes his cricket really seriously, Hamid Hassan. If you look at the batters to come, you've got Lyndon Simmons, Mohammad Kaif. A lot will depend how he bats in today's game. Then it's Yashpal Singh, Afghan Asghar, Manan Sharma, then it's the bowlers. So the top 6 will have to do the job for the side.
That's a good delivery first up to the left-hander. That absolutely flies through the Goswami. Signs are good here for Hamid Hassan.
They're looking in good rhythm. Also, bowling coach for Afghanistan, that definitely helps. Must be bowling a lot in the nets to keep himself fit. Always good for a fast bowler if he can keep bowling.
Eyes past the outside edge. Small sample size, but on this evidence, I'm thinking Hamid Hassan should come out of retirement. Maybe not be the bowling coach, get back in the side.
I told him that last year when he bowled to me. I was lucky enough to play last season. So yeah, he bowled really, really well. And we look at that bowling of the superstars: Mendes, Hamid, Razak, Bhati, Karia, De Silva, Negi. Look at that option. Never-ending spin option for the superstars.
No, you don't want to chase against that lot. Moves across, that's out the middle of the bat. Straight to the wide, deep fine leg, well positioned. More of a backward square leg, really.
Yeah, saw Shikhar Dhawan shuffling a little bit and going for that leg stump Yorker. Nicely played. Well controlled shot from Shikhar. But at the moment, it's a good start for the superstars. They'll want to make early inroads into this batting lineup of Gujarat. Great.
That is close. He's gone a long way across there. Tell you what, umpire dismissed that very quickly, just walked off. I think that was very, very close. He's saying he thinks he hit it. I'm not sure he did. We'll have a look at that. 4 without loss. Those lights will start really flashing later, Abhishek. Feels like a nightclub down there. Tell you what, I'm going to miss Jodhpur. It's been a good atmosphere, slightly smaller crowd today, but really good atmosphere in the stands. Really beautiful place. Abdur Razak's record, just 1 wicket shy of 100. Fantastic economy of under 7. Starts with 1 slip in. That's Shaw, up and over from Van Veek, not right out the middle. That's his speciality, isn't it? Going up and over the offside. Comes back for 2.
Hence, the length becomes so crucial when you're bowling to Razak. Correction when you're bowling to Van Veek. Razak just slightly short on that occasion, allowed him to free his arms through the offside.
That's turned. Did it turn enough? It's another big LBW appeal against Van Veek. Not as close as the one previous over.
Yeah, I think just pitching outside the leg stump, or maybe not. Oh, pitching in line, close. Maybe just going with the arm, drifting towards the pads. But a good appeal at the end by Razak.
Well, that sounded like it might have come off something. Was it a pad or something like that?
Yeah, clearly off the pad. Nicely taken by Shrivats. And that's the challenge, to face somebody like Razak. You don't know which ball's going to turn, which is going to go straight. Under a bit of pressure here, Van Veek looking for that big shot.
Top edge. Lucky. Nothing on it, so it doesn't get to Hamid Hassan. It's an unsure start from these two. Normally very secure.
It's amazing, this game, cricket. Van Veek couldn't put a foot wrong a couple of days early, and now struggling to time anything. Got a magnificent 100 the other day, and was a bit tired the next day. You could see, looking a lot fresher in today's game. There's an opportunity for Shikhar to go after Razak with the ball turning in.
That's hit hard. Fielder will come around backward square leg. Jeevan Mendes, who's come into the side. Sri Lankan spin bowling all-rounder. Another spinner for their ranks, leggy on this occasion.
Yeah, lots of spin option again. Shikhar Dhawan timed it nicely, but straight to the fielder. Razak got to finish well. So far has been a good over. Only 4 from it. He's got a slip in place.
Yeah, that was dragged down. All he had to do was help that around the corner, find the gap, and that was going to run away for 4. So a couple of short deliveries, 12 without loss. Second meeting of the Southern Superstars and the Gujarat Greats today in Jodhpur in this K Rasa Legends League. The Greats went down in the first game. The Superstars spun them out. All the wickets taken by these Superstars spinners. Raw pace now though. Hamid Hassan. Shikhar goes across his crease, unable to pierce the gap.
Yeah, they would want to make use of the first 6 overs again, that appeal. We are watching Mone van Beek clearly drifting down the leg.
He's keen to get across his stumps, isn't he? Don't want to go too far across. That'll be a leg by. Talking about going across his stumps. Van Beek went a long way across. Last ball of Hamid Hassan's first over. Very, very close LBW appeal, that one, which we'll look at in a moment.
They're all thinking, what's this wicket going to throw at us? How he's going to play. So far it's been okay. But they need to score as many runs as possible in the first 6 overs. As the fielders go outside the 30-yard circle, is going to be harder and harder.
Look at that pace, look at that carry, it's just flown through. Good to watch this. It's great to see some of the legends, the fast bowlers. Such a hard discipline, isn't it? Some of them still have real pace.
It's a good contest between the bat and ball. Again, look at that zip, look at that bounce. Carrying beautifully to Shrivas Goswami, nearly head height. Though he's not a very tall man, Shrivas, but still, very good carry. Hamid looking really good.
Max again, he goes for the change of pace. Quick single, had that been picked up, might have had a chance at throwing the stumps down at the bowler's end.
Yeah, there was a very close appeal in the first over, and if you ask me, that looked absolutely plumb. That was hitting middle stump, but the umpire felt differently. He thought he's got a glove on it. And that was a good delivery from Hamid Hassan.
They got away with one, Mone van Beek. Full, crushed through the offside. Shikhar Dhawan style. So strong in that area.
Stand and deliver. Shikhar Dhawan, that's a trademark shot. Look how deep he's standing in that crease. Great balance as well when he played that shot.
Again, probably beats the batter for pace there and get a leg by. 19 without loss. few people in, and the ground will fill up as the evening progresses. That's happened every game here in Jodhpur. We'll be pretty busy by the end. People coming in after work, under the lights here at the Barkatullah Khan.
Nice, Dada.
Yeah, gonna miss this place, I think. Abhishek, first time that I've been here. The atmosphere's been really good in this bowl-shaped stadium. You haven't had high-level cricket here for a while. The cricket's been really good for them as well. And I'm going to miss also the town. I love the old blue city. Some great cafes in there. I actually bumped into Morne van Veek in one of them. The Stepwell Cafe, by the way, if anyone wants to go somewhere nice, right by the Stepwell.
Yeah, I've been there. It's a beautiful cafe. Lovely, yeah, lovely drinks and food. But it's a stunning town, as you're mentioning, the old town. There was so much history, so much culture, amazing food.
Bowled him! Too close to cut. That one skids on from Abdur Razak. Big wicket.
It's such a difficult bowler to go after, especially in the power play, because you got that pressure of scoring runs quickly. But then it's very hard to predict which is going to turn, which is going to come with the arm. That ball just going with the arm, a bit too full to cut, if you ask me, and also a bit too close. And look at that reaction from Morne van Veek, not happy with his selection of shot. Out for 9 of 11, 20 for 1, Gujarat Greats.
One of Gujarat Greats' main danger men, Morne van Veek, is out in the 4th over. Important wicket that for Southern Superstars. Van Veek already has a century to his name in this competition. But look who's coming in. Lendl Simmons, no less. T20 World Cup winner. Played the last game. This is why he's there. Van Veek, I think, was expecting the ball to turn. Maybe a bit too full as well. Didn't just judge the delivery as well as he would normally. And the track, first ball. Don't want that one to turn, Lendl.
I don't mind that option. But as a batter, you got to be prepared. If you can't get to the pitch of the ball, you can still defend it. A lot of times you just go with the motion, you still end up playing the shot.
And again, clear plan to try and disrupt Razak straight away.
You got to have both options, attack and also be ready to defend. Look at that delivery again, a bit too close to cut, a bit too full to cut. Paid a heavy price at the end, Morne van Veek. Nicely done by the master. What a spell he bowled yesterday. 4 overs, 1 for 6.
That's an incredible spell when you also take into account what the other bowlers did, really, because they conceded 171. One guy's conceded 6 of those or 4 overs. Just head and shoulders above the rest, both sides.
It just shows that everyone else went nearly 10 or over, and to be able to bowl that kind of a spell, extraordinary.
Nice, Dada, nice.
He's already gone for more runs, 3 times as many runs almost, twice as many as he did yesterday, but still bowling well. 23 for 1. town, the Blue City. Get around the stepwell. That's where they filmed Batman, one of the Batman films there. Scene. As I said, have a look at some of the coffee shops around there. Subodh Bharti, only 2 seamers being picked by the Southern Superstars so far in this tournament. It's going to be a steady diet of spin, but any wickets out of the seamers, any tight overs are going to be a real benefit for them. Just nice to have a balanced attack, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be tight. Hamid Hassan coming in from cover. It's going to be an overthrow. Had to have a go there, though.
There was a clear opportunity. Again, looking at that delivery. Well taken single, Shikhar Dhawan. Just the run to perfection, and nobody backing. And they managed to get an extra run. You just feel that something's going to give now. You can see the intent a bit more from Lyndon Simmons. He's going to play his shots.
Big wind up. Straight to extra cover, and Shikhar would have been run out. He'd wandered out of his crease. Had one stump to aim at. Karia. Not the easiest, but that would have been massive. How close did he get? Not that far away.
I think the bowler should have gone back. If he would have gone back, there was still an opportunity for the fielder to throw the ball into the bowler's hand. Shikhar Dhawan was way outside his crease. Very lucky.
Up and over for 4. Lendl Simmons, he's got a big wind-up, and that helped on that occasion.
It was a slow delivery, but his arm speed slowed down as well as the knuckle delivery. Lyndon Simmons picked it very early. It was outside the off stump, plenty of room for him to just throw his bat around. And Lyndon Simmons, the mood he is in at the moment, he's not going to let those go. Straight away realizing not the best option. Bharti. Still feel there's plenty if you bowl length on the surface.
Bowled! Stump out the ground. Leg stump goes flying. What a delivery. What a comeback that was as well. That came in a long way.
Yeah, as I said, there's plenty in that ball. If you bowl length, it's always a harder shot for the batter. And look at that. Perfect delivery. The right length on the good length. And Lyndon Simmons just going through with the shot. The ball came in quite sharply, a bit in the air, but more off the pitch. That's a big, big wicket. Out for 8 of 7. Lyndon Simmons, 29 for 2. Gujarat greats.
Two of Gujarat greats' big 3 already back in the hutch. Both been clean bowled as well. Mohammad Kaif sent in at number 4. One of the older players in this tournament. Still played 75 T20 matches in his career. Probably more known for what he did in ODI cricket. This is why he's here. Big, lavish swing in to Lyndon Simmons. What a ball that is, having just been crashed through covers for 4. Now he goes away, or tries to anyway.
They will be under a lot of pressure, the batters now. That was a wonderful delivery to get rid of Lyndon Simmons. Great seam position. That ball came in quite sharply. with a perfect length. And that's a big, big wicket. They're heavily dependent on their top three, the Gujarat greats. A lot of pressure on Mohammad Kaif. He'll have to play a good hand in this game.
Again, there's that in-swinger. Watch out. So the Southern Superstar Seamers have their first wicket of the tournament, 29 for 2.
So 2 wickets already down. Razak picking up a wicket again today, and Bhatti with 1 for him. Razak, he was phenomenal in the Superstars previous game. That economy for just 6 runs from his 4 overs and picked up a wicket. Comes down the pitch to him this time and doesn't get a hold of it. And it's De Silva out there patrolling on that boundary. Took a catch yesterday and has been good with the bat as well. So having a good tournament so far. And looking a little bit worried in that Greats dugout, but nothing to be too nervous about just yet. These two are still out there in the middle. We've seen Shikhar already make a half-century this K Raza Legends League. But this is just really good bowling again from Razak, continuing in the same vein of the previous game.
Just another view of that in-swinger that went through the gate, top of leg stump. Endell Simmons done. Neck and crop, beautiful delivery, great skill shown.
Dances around in his crease a little bit there, Dhawan, almost caught in 2 minds about what he's going to do. Just been followed by Razak. He's a wily performer. This time a little straighter from Razak and not quite helped on its way fully by Dhawan, but we've been impressed by this bowling, haven't we, John?
I like it when he bowls a bit more of an aggressive line to the left-handed Dhawan, outside off, turning onto off stump. That last one there, bowling it pretty straight and turning down the leg side, and that's not where he wants to be. Youngsters enjoying their time.
Big shout of no. He's standing really, he's showing all his stumps here to Razak, and you sort of feel like Razak is following him, but actually he's got 3 stumps to aim at.
That's what Kaif wants him to do. Try and aim at the stumps, and if he's outside leg, he's going to hit it over that offside where they've got all those fielders up in the ring, so it's a bit of cat and mouse at the moment. Great to watch.
This time does have that width and does go up and over on the offside. And that's a good chase there by De Silva. Gets chugging along. And 6 overs gone. End of the power play. The Gujarat Greats, 34 for 2. Look at those Manhattans, the biggest over 8 coming off it, so being kept quiet in this power play, losing those 2 wickets, 34 for 2 at the moment, the double Gs. And there is the signal, the end of the power play. And sort of almost honours even, or would you say the power play belonged to the Superstars?
Just just to the superstars at the moment. Normally 45. That's an area where you'd like to be after the power plays. A batting side, and also probably one wicket too many for their liking as well. The loss of Van Wyk, a big wicket.
Continuing with the pace of Bhatti, already picked up that 1 wicket today. And let's have a look at that Dream 11 fantasy board. Manan Sharma still sitting pretty up the top. 6 for 17 he picked up. Morny van Wyk, he's had 100 as well. Ben Dunk, well, you couldn't keep him out the game so far. Pawan Negi, been really impressive in all aspects. And Rahul Sharma to finish off that top 5 at the moment. But still plenty to come in this Kairasa Legends League as we move on from Jodhpur tomorrow. Well, that's well taken, actually, by Shrivats Goswami behind the stumps. It was high, it was wide, and actually signalled no ball by the umpire, so it's going to be a free hit.
Oh, the crowd have come alive. Interesting, but he's got a very, say, strange but different start to his run-up. But this is on the other end, where it looks a bit of a tough call, to be fair. Looks as though he might have his heel down, possibly, so he'll feel a bit aggrieved, but now he's got to try and counter Dhawan on the free hit here. Where is he going to bowl now?
And he hasn't got a hold of that, actually. He was given a bit of width outside off. But in the end, the free hit doesn't cost too much. So the power play, we say, perhaps just belonged to the Southern superstars. Morny van Wyk came out, started nicely, him and Shikhar Dhawan. But then the end of Van Wyk, Bales went flying. Razak with his first. And then started to find the boundary, but cartwheeling stumper, that is the best thing to see as a bowler. Short ball there. You would think that'd be his 1 for the over.
Interesting, he's going for the short ball option. Previously as well, he tried to bowl an attempted bouncer and wided, no ball, and that one there again short. So he really looked a lot more threatening when he got it up to the bat, just as he dismissed Simmons in that sort of vein. It's a touch full to give the ball a chance to swing.
Cut away and is well stopped. And has it just been dropped, or has it fallen short of Guptill there? But well stopped, actually, in the end. It was hit hard.
White ball flies across the outfield and just hit the top of his hand and his wrist area, and not able to hold on. Dynamic fielder he is, as well as being pretty scintillating at the top of the order for his team, and his job's to come later on this evening. But at the moment, I've got to dismiss this man in picture. He's a big threat.
Got away, that's delightful. Had 4 written all over it from the moment it came off the bat.
Just cannot afford to give him any width whatsoever. Front foot, he hits you through extra. This time a little bit shorter, and he hits it like a rocket over point. Uses the pace so cleverly. Almost hits the ball when it's behind him. Look how late he hits that. That's really gets the placement. The bowler's got to go back to the drawing board here. 7 off the over so far.
Full again, given that width. And there is a man out there, De Silva. Can't keep him out the game in the field at the moment. Ball keeps finding him. 7 overs gone, 42 for 2. But they've still got Dhawan out in the middle, and that's just what they would want. Their captain leading from the front. Already got a half century, and it is now time for a strategic timeout. So the dangerous Van Veek back in the hutch, went for just 9, and also Lendl Simmons, both sent on their way, seeing their bales flying. But Shikhar Dhawan, the captain, out in the middle, still 16 from 18, being kept company by Mohammed Kaif. So you wouldn't be too unhappy with that pairing in the middle at the moment. So 7 overs gone, 42 on the board, going exactly 6 and over. And the strategic timeout just coming to a close. I wonder what would have been said between the Gujarat greats batters out in the middle. And the captain, Srivaths Goswami, leading them out there. And that was the first one to go. Morne Van Veek just was not there to be cut. And this one, it's almost like the stump is still cartwheeling, and Bhatti looks to the sky. Very happy with that one, just what you want to see as a fast bowler. So Pawan Negi, he's been really impressive in this tournament. 119 matches, 96 wickets, economy just under 7.5. We've been impressed by him, haven't we, John?
Absolutely right. He's in the top 5 of the Dream 11 top performers, so he's one of the few all-rounders actually amongst those top 5. You see the Dunk Van Veek and a couple of other spinners in the shake-up there, but he performs with bat and ball as he's done in all his team's previous games. So this is he's a big player for them, and once again tonight he is going to have to do it.
Dhawan looks to hoik that, but it's turned on him, and actually I think it's going to run away, and they're going to pick up 4 here. Not what they were intending, but it's 4 leg byes.
The Sheikh of Tweak, that has turned a mile. Have a look at this, Dhawan's eyes. Look at that pitch far outside the off stump, and it's flown over his thigh pad. Goodness me, that's a real handful here if Negi gets us in the right area. Quite wide, landed in the rough, turning sharply.
That time, no turn. So unpredictable, this pitch at the moment, and Negi, a really wily performer. He's been impressive in the tournament so far. And Mohammed Kaif at the other end was dismissed by Negi in the previous encounter between these two. So it's 1-0 Negi.
This is what he's got to look at, Negi, at the moment. The one end is a lot more bare in the grass area, and that's the end Negi's bowling into now. Let's have a look at that pitch. When you look down the wicket behind Negi, you can see the lighter colour, and there's a lot more grass on the near commentary box side Negi is delivering from. So he is bowling probably at the right end, you've got to say. A lot less grass and rolled in, and after that first ball you can see how much turn he's got to play with. So it's important he starts well. A bit loose in his first couple deliveries, going for 6 of his first 2 balls.
Just pushing. It's well bowled. This is really impressive by Negi, keeping them honest. And just don't let them get into their stride. Kaif 4 from 8 at the moment. Takes it on, up in the air, fielder comes round, and he puts it down. He made up the yards. Razak, he got himself there, and in the end it was the last bit. He just couldn't keep hold of it, and that brings up the 50.
Kaif has been struggling to rotate strike. He's struggling to hit the boundary. Top edge, he got there straight through the hands, and that's very disappointing. They've built pressure well.
Well, the bulbs seem to have... We're just having a moment here. The light's gone off there, but nothing is going to take the light out of the crowd here. Really enjoying their cricket, getting excited. Even a curly wig in there, or that might be his real hair. I don't know. Each to their own.
Absolutely. Some dance moves, but wishing to plug those lights back in for a second. There's been just a bit of a problem with the power. Try and rectify that. Hopefully it doesn't take us much time. But during the interim, there will be some music to entertain.
Just a brief interlude here at the moment, but the fans still loving it. You see, he's still got sunglasses on, so it can't be too dark. Just that one floodlight. But the music's still blaring. Team's still out there in the middle, and the fans still here in their droves. And why not? Come and see your heroes. How often do you get to see some of this talent on display? You know, you get upset when these players retire from international cricket, but now with the evolution of the K-Rasa Legends League and these kind of tournaments, you get to see the likes of Shikhar Dhawan. He's finished playing international and now he's in the Legends, and he picked up a half-century already in this season.
Medals against the very same team he's playing tonight. Inventive. This is where we saw him really finding his form. First game was a little bit slow at the blocks, but that game here is right back to his world-class best. There he is. He's got some wonderful hairstyles as well, as he has this evening. That's a great picture. I tell you what, that man's got some real talent.
That's astonishing. I hope Shikhar can see that, because we'll send it to him. It's not got the hair stripes in it though, it's the one thing it's missing. Well, we have seen some real nail-biters so far in the K-Rasa LLC Season 3, and last night the superstars, they fought back and they managed to get themselves over the line, guided by Gandhi, and there was captain Ian Bell of the India Capitals. Could not believe it in the end. They looked like they were on their way to victory, and that's what it means. The Southern Superstars winning that one by 4 wickets to make it 2 from 2. Today they're on the hunt for a third.
Currier was the man at the end with Gandhi. That partnership superb. They looked out of the match. Impact player was waiting to come in, Mazzakat, so he thought they left him too late. In the end, DK on the winning side once again. He's not involved in today's game, having a breather. But the Southern Superstars top of the log at this moment in time. 2 out of 2. I'll tell you what, 3 out of 3, they're opening up a little bit of daylight amongst the rest of the sides as you move to the next fixture. And having a look at this evening, Gujarat
welcome back. The lights are on, everyone's home, and it's the Southern Superstars taking on the Gujarat Greats. And the Greats out there in the middle, 2 wickets down at the moment, and just got one more delivery to come in this, the 8th over. Negi, one to come from him. And Dhawan, 19 from 21, facing up. And that has turned. Well, Negi is finding something out there, and that closes the 8th over. The Gujarat Greats, 51 for 2.
Yes, sir.
For 2 on the board for the Gujarat Greats after their 8 overs. They need to start trying to accelerate a bit here. So Chaturanga De Silva, he's been impressive in this tournament so far. He's really good with the bat in their first game, saved the game for them. He's taken a few catches. The ball's followed him around a bit. And they're really going to want to see the back of Shikhar Dhawan. And that's well bowled. Goes for the reverse this time, and it's gone through everyone. Nothing Goswami could do to stop it either, and it is cleaned up in the end to stop it reaching that boundary.
Inventive turn, bounce once again. That is tough to play. He's playing all the shots here, but not having much luck getting bat on ball.
Your ball.
Arm there from De Silva, and it's well bowled. Something funny? Share the joke, boys. Just waits on that one. Yeah, the 3 West Indians together in that dugout misbehaving, finding something funny.
It's a little bit quieter on that side. There's the coach. He looks highly stressed, as he's done in the first couple of games, and then the smiles come out in the last 2 overs, basically, when his team has pulled it out the fire. Michael Bevan.
It's just tucked him up. He wasn't allowed to give himself any room there. And Kaif is just struggling to get himself in at the moment. Yeah, and he is animated, isn't he, Michael Bevan? Bit of flight this time, not your best delivery. And it's going to be 4 off the last ball of the over. 9 overs gone, Gujarat Greats, 58 for 2. So this partnership just starting to build, 29 off 27 between Kaif and Dhawan, but Dhawan looking the more comfortable of the 2 out there at the moment. Kaif 9 from 11, just the 1 boundary to his name. That's turned as well. He's really tossed that outside the off stump, and it's turned back in, put down by Goswami. And Dhawan unable to get anything on it. again. He's really pushing it outside that off stump, Negi. Trying to get Dhawan feeling at it. Full toss, given the treatment, 1 bounce 4, and that was a poor delivery from Negi. You can't get it to turn if it doesn't hit the pitch.
Especially after the first 2 dots, he's let himself down badly. This delivery, not quite sure if trying to flight it, but he's missed his mark by some distance there. Waist high full toss almost, put away.
That's much better. A little straighter this time, and they'll come through for one. Bring Kaif back on strike, and this is the man that we said is struggling a little bit, isn't he?
It's especially tough for the right-hander, but that is how he finished the previous over. Lovely shot, bit of form coming back. At the moment he's facing 2 good left-arm orthodox spinners. It's just pretty tough in these conditions for a right-hand batter. So far 5 off the over. This game really is in the balance to see who can take control here. A couple of wickets. Gujarat Greats in some serious trouble, but a little partnership gets them going here as well. 34 of 31.
Just going to pierce the infield there. They've got the 2 men out on the deep, on the leg side there for the left-hander. Now Dhawan back on strike. Just pick up 1 there. So Kaif moves into double figures. The partnership now 35 off 32. And this is what the Gujarat Greats needed to try and rebuild. It'll be 1 to close out the over. No chance of them coming for a second because they're walking the first. So 10 overs gone. The Gujarat Greats 65 for 2. Loving it. We had a slight interlude with the floodlight going down, but all up and running again, and the energy around the crowd. Just trying to ignite something in the middle here because it's a little slow at the moment. Gujarat Greats 65 for 2. This partnership building nicely, but 10 overs gone. They're going at 6.5 and over. They'll just want to start accelerating a bit. We know that these 2 batters can do that. Shikhar Dhawan moves across. And he picks up 4, and that's just what they want to start the over.
Nice shot. Just gave himself a bit of room, a little shimmy outside the off, and he knew exactly where the fielders are placed. Didn't try and overhit it, placed it. Look how late he played that ball to get it over the short fine. Yeah, it's going to be crucial now. Picking up the pace, Shikhar.
This time come through for just 1 and bring Kaif back on strike. 10 from 12 to him at the moment.
Yeah, if you look at the projected scores, if they go 8 and over, 147, I think that's a pretty good score on the surface. If they can manage 10 and over from here, takes them to 167, which is a match winning total.
You can only pick out the fielder. A very early call of no from the other end.
And Mohammad Kaif under a bit of pressure. He's got to do something. He's got to find a way to get some boundaries here.
Well, he's trying to. It's just difficult at this point, isn't it? Because you don't want to start chewing up deliveries and then get yourself out, and then someone else have to get themselves in.
That's the issue. That once you chew up a few deliveries, and then if you get out, puts a lot of pressure on the batters to come.
Your ball, hit it!
Yeah, and they're going to have to run quickly here. Direct hit! The umpire's going to send it upstairs. But sat next to me, Abhishek, the finger has gone up from you.
See, more often than not in T20 cricket, if it's a direct hit, that's a great pickup from De Silva. And was very quick to throw it back on the stumps. A direct hit. Yeah, I think always makes it harder for the batter. And I think he's short here. Even with the dive, Mohammad Kaif not even in the frame. But that is gone. Outstanding piece of work by the bowler of his own bowling. Mohammad Kaif will have to have long walk back to the pavilion, out for 10 or 14. Gujarat great 70 for 3.
Well, it was a slow process for Kaif. Made himself 10 from 15. Never really looked very comfortable. And in the end, it was a good bit of work by De Silva. That run out, the direct hit, sending him on his way. And it brings Yashpal Singh out to the middle. 63 matches, 1,393 runs, and a strike rate up around the 107 mark. And he's going to need to strike at that and higher.
Just brilliant from De Silva. Look how quickly he went to the ball and then pick up, turn and throw. Never easy. He only had one stump to aim. But the precision, terrific. Now Shikhar Dhawan, a lot of pressure on him. A bit like the previous game when they faced each other. He started quite well, then his strike rate dropped quite a bit. At the moment, he's looking to up his strike rate, 31 of 33. He's got to be there till the end.
Oh, nice, buddy, nice.
It's a really good finish to the over. Well, just the 5 runs coming from it and that run out. So 11 overs gone. The Gujarat great 70 for 3. On the board for the greats. We've just seen the back of Mohammad Kaif, so Yashpal has come to join his captain out in the middle. So if they carry on at this, they're going to get themselves to 127, which doesn't sound like it would be enough, does it, Abhishek?
Yeah, they got to do a bit better than that. They're starting off with 5 on the offside with an off-spinner bowling. I'd love to see a short mid-wicket for Mohammad Kaif. He loves to just, for Yashpal, he just loves to play it on the onside and get a single get-off strike. Jaisal Karia, 28 wickets for him. Economy pretty good under 7.
He's found a little bit of turn there as well. And Yashpal, I think he's managed to get some bat on that. No, there's the signal from the umpire, leg by, so yet to get himself off the mark.
The Jaisal Karia bowled pretty well, a bit of turn, just hitting him on that high pass, still managed to get a single. I think Shikhar Dhawan now, it'll be interesting to see how he goes about his business. Jaisal Karia, it'll be difficult for him to face. The ball turning away from him. He loves going over covers. What they have done well, though they have bought the extra cover very straight for Shikhar Dhawan.
Works into the leg side. They'll just pick up one. And this is, well, Yashpal out in the middle because we saw the end of Mohammad Kaif.
Just turning and trying to steal a single. It's a brilliant piece of work by the bowler. Now Yashpal Sharma, the field I was talking to you about, that they need to get a short mid-wicket. See, they bought a man in short mid-wicket. I think that's the better field, especially when the ball is turning. You try and stop him from taking those singles, build that pressure. encourage him to play those big shots.
Well, it's almost gone to that man they've just put there. And as a captain, you're always very pleased when you place your field like that and it just plays into your hands.
And also, when the ball is turning so much, you want him to play that late cut. You want him to play through the offside.
Yeah, just going to pick up one here. They won't mind them just dealing in ones because it's still building that pressure. We saw Mohammed Kaif chew up some deliveries. Yashpal got to get himself in. And Shikhar Dhawan, when he came out in that innings where he scored the 50, he was explosive at the start and then he really slowed down.
That's why it's so important that once you're set on that surface, you've spent a bit of time, it's your responsibility to carry it on, to try and convert that into a big innings.
Well, he's not really moved his feet there. He's tried to go for the reverse sort of hoik, but it's not really turned out how he would have anticipated.
Yeah, the intent has been there from Shikhar Dhawan. It's just the execution. He's found it really hard so far to get anything out of the middle.
Goes for it again this time, does get a hold of it. Not quite, but I think he's going to just pick up 4. So he moves on to 36. And 12 overs gone. The Gujarat Greats 77 for 3. So the biggest over so far has had 9 coming from it, and it's not like they've had massive overs and overs of no runs, but they've all just been sort of in the middle somewhere there or thereabouts. 77 after 12 overs. That's not going to be enough if they carry on at this rate.
Yeah, I think if they can capitalize on the last 5 and not lose too many wickets now, they can still get to a decent total.
A big shout of no. Somehow found the inside edge there, and this will be Razak's 4th over this one, so he'll be bowled out after this.
You always feel when you're facing somebody like Abdul Razak, you're better off playing him as a bowler who brings the ball into you, and if it turns, you can't do a lot.
That's going to be wide down the leg side, and they won't mind that, the Greats. They'll take that run.
Yeah, they brought him back to pick up another wicket. Put more pressure on the Gujarat Greats.
Comes down the pitch to him this time, so getting to the pitch of that ball, and then it can't turn on him, because we have seen some real turn today.
They're doing the right thing. Bringing the left-hander back on strike, Shikhar Dhawan, it'll be easier for him to hit Razak with the spin, even though he's got to hit on the bigger side. That's a big hit. Nearly 70-meter long boundary. I like that field better for Shikhar, bringing a short mid-wicket, taking the point out. There's a short third, there's a cover, there's a deep point for that reverse sweep, which we saw from Shikhar Dhawan in the previous over. Shikhar's got to take a chance here.
Comes down the pitch to it, and actually almost ends up yorking himself. Does Shikhar.
Also, Abdul Razak is somebody who watches the batter really, really closely. Shikhar is not happy at the moment with a few things and just finding it a bit difficult. 36 of 38.
Tries to give himself a bit of room and work that into the offside, and again can't pierce the infield. And now starting to chew up deliveries himself. 36 from 39, Dhawan. Been out there since the beginning. He's watched wickets fall around him, and he knows that he needs to anchor this innings now, and he needs to start being the aggressor.
You see a bit of frustration on his face.
Again, there is a fielder out there, so it will just be 1. Gujarat Greats move on to 80. Well, Dhawan, we know what he can do. He's hit 5 fours, not managed to find a maximum yet. And they have been delightful, the boundaries that he has here. That one taking on the full toss, and just the 1 bounce 4. This time moving himself across. over that man, and that was the reverse. Didn't work the first time, went again the next ball. And the call will just be one, so Yashpal moves on to 3. 13 overs gone, 81 for 3. Crowd always loving life in the cricket. The last day they can see this here in Jodhpur. Worked into the leg side. Nice work by Yashpal. And they run the first one hard, but no chance of a second. And that's what they need to start doing. Put pressure on those fielders. They have to convert ones into twos if they're not finding these boundaries.
Yeah, you can sense a big shot here.
He was a little slow out of the marks there. Set off and just couldn't get himself going, Yashpal. You know, like when you set off in your car after it's been sat in the garage for a bit.
I think he was gone. If there was a direct hit, he was not even. Yeah, could have been very, very close. We'll get a better picture here. Might have just made it. Had to go around the bowler.
Well, it's beaten the edge and it's beaten Goswami, and it's going to race to the boundary, and they won't mind that, the Greats. It doesn't come off Yashpal's bat, so he doesn't get the runs, but the Greats will take them however they can at the moment.
I think every run is so crucial. Shrivas Goswami was expecting the ball to turn. That ball just went straight with the arm. Missed the outside edge, missed the gloves, missed everything. And 3 runs. That would take some pressure off Yashpal, who's on 4 of 8.
Just gives himself a little bit of room, very late onto that. Means Dhawan comes back on strike, and he does need to be the aggressive. He's hit 5 fours, hasn't found a 6 yet. We haven't seen a 6 yet in this innings.
They're not very often you'll see Shikhar Dhawan going the strike rate of under 100.
Goes for the reverse, gets in all of a twist. Korea sort of sees him coming, floats it up, and there's a bit of laughter around.
That was really well bowled. That was nicely bowled. Jaisal saw him going for the reverse and really tossed it up.
What a grab! That is absolutely excellent in the field. Abdul Razak, he almost can't believe it, and it's a smile from Dhawan. I mean, sometimes you just got to appreciate a bit of magic.
This is extraordinary cricket, and this time he goes a bit quicker. Shikhar played a late cut, being a right-handed batter, and what a grab! What a grab from Abdul Razak! Phenomenal cricket. Shikhar Dhawan, all he could do is smile. Out for 38 of 43. Gujarat Greats 88 for 4 after 14.
Well, the set batter, the man who'd been in there since the beginning, he's on his way, and it was a fantastic bit of work in the field by Razak. It was a very strange dismissal in the end. It was all going on, but Dhawan's gone for 38 from 43. And that brings Leverok out the middle to join Lashpal. So Kamal Leverok, left-hander, 45 matches, 966 runs and a healthy strike rate, up around 142.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy if they can get 142 strike rate off him. And that shot from Shikhar Dhawan, just brilliant. But look at that catch. Look at that for an effort. Diving forward, full stretched. Abdul Razak managed to hold on to it. Pawan Negi is back on the attack. Nicely bowled, a bit of turn. Yashpal again trying to go on the back foot and looking for a single. Should also be looking at the positive option to get some boundaries here.
Struck on the pad, big appeal, finger goes up, and Yashpal is going to have to go. Negi has his first, and it's going to be all trouble now for the Gujarat Greats as their 5th wicket goes down.
Very good decision. That was plumb. Hitting him right in the middle. They're not a great shot. Trying to sweep a ball off the middle stump. There's always a high risk option that Yashpal Singh struggled. Out for 5 of 11. Gujarat Greats 88 for 5.
So Yashpal back in the hutch now, 5 off 11, so chewed up a few deliveries himself. Top score so far, 38 from the captain. And Afghan comes out batting in a hat. And he's off the mark straight away, but Leverok yet to face a delivery. He's just watched the wicket fall at the other end, so 2 new batters in the middle for the Greats.
Yeah, over 2,700 runs for Asghar Afghan, strike rate 121. A lot to do for these 2 players. I think if they can manage to get to 120, 125, there'll be something for the bowlers. And again, look at that dismissal. Try to sweep one from the stumps, Yashpal Singh. That was plumb in front. Nicely bowled by Negi. First wicket for him.
Well, he's almost played that through his own legs onto his stumps and tries to kick it away.
Leverok, healthy striker, 142 career.
Difficult when the bowling is this good, and the bowling has been this good again for the superstars today. Their spinners doing the business, finding some real turn, some real rip. Now we've got 2 batters yet to really get themselves in.
Yeah, what they don't want is for Gujarat Greats to get a partnership from here and get to that 130, 140, which could be quite tricky on this surface.
Well bowled, really, really nice. That from Negi, and that will finish his over. So 15 gone, the Greats 90 for 5.
Gujarat Greats have just hit a stumbling block here. 25 for 3 off the last 5 overs. 5 overs left to try and get up to a defendable score. Leverok gets off strike. As the former Afghanistan captain, Asghar Afghan, onto the strike. Used to batting up the order, coming in at number 7 today. Unfamiliar role. You have to try and shepherd the team or help the team get up to the score in the death overs. That's something he's accustomed to. Might push for 2 here. Should be comfortable. Evening, John. What do you reckon about this game and how it's poised at the moment?
Evening, Matt. And it's, sure, I'll tell you, it's rocked back and forth so many times, but quickly on Afghan coming in now, facing the off spinners. This is a good matchup for him if he wants to go downtown. The left armers are very tough for him to hit. I know he's just walked in, but this is a good moment for him to hit with the turn, probably hit leg side, try and pick up some boundaries. But the problem is they've got 5 wickets down already, going into the last 5.
Oh, that's a drag down. He's missed out. There is a fielder on the boundary and the offside behind square, but if he'd just got a connection on that, a nice back cut would have got him 4 runs. He leaves that one. Not sure what was going on there.
Especially when given width, he's just, I think he's looking leg side and the bowler's aware of it, and now he's pushing it through quickly and further outside off stump. So he's a bit of cat and mouse again.
A fabulous end to the over. Finishes with 4 dots. Over 16 goes for just 3. And it's 93 for 5 as we stand. 4 overs to go in this match. And we're going to have a Hope you enjoyed your chai, and the top 5 names on that list there can enjoy theirs now because they're all out. Shikhar Dhawan once again leading the way, but it was a struggle for him. Strike rate under 100, he made 38, but it's a tough pitch that's turning, and a bowling attack that's performed very well in these conditions so far, on the hunt for a 3rd win and a 2nd win against the Gujarat greats here at the Barkatullah Khan in Jodhpur. Levrock, Bermudan on strike, the ball spinning into him. Pavan Negi, there's the turn again. Asghar Afghan wants to come through.
Thought he wasn't going to make it at one point there, very slow to respond to that single. Looked a bit of indecision as well and might even run into each other. So safely through for a single.
They did run into each other. My money was on Afghan there. I think he'd have won that battle.
बहुत दूर है वहाँ पे.
Taking out Levrock. Said 2 straight away, but that's a good one-handed pickup from Hamid Hassan. Just straight in, pick up and throw. Very good for a legend. Very sprightly from the headband warrior.
Some energy out there, I tell you what, full of energy. That man, he bowled with good pace and a bit of Pat Cash headwear.
What can Levrock do with the ball spinning into him? Has he got a slog sweep in his log, perhaps? And he tries a hoik. Picks out Hamid Hassan. He's the one who probably want to try and take down Negi with the ball spinning in. By the way, if you're an older cricket fan, we'll get onto that in a moment. Just have a look at this Hamid Hassan pick up and throw. How casual was that? Brilliant. Strong arm too. I was saying the name Levrock might be familiar to some of you older cricket fans. Oh, it's so hard out there, especially for the right-hander. The red soil has turned consistently since we moved onto it after the first game. Turn and bounce. Almost the same. Another one-handed pickup. He's going to keep the strike. Afghan. It's a good over again for the Southern Superstars. Goes for just 4. 97 for 5, running out of time. Good crowding once again. We've had 6 games here in Jodhpur. Everyone has been well attended, and it's built steadily as the night has gone on. They've had some really good contests, some high-scoring affairs, some low-scoring affairs, but what they have had is some close games. Will this one be another one? Oh, he's just picking off the ones at the moment. He's struggling a little bit. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the name Levrock might be familiar to some of the older cricket fans out there. And in fact, Kamal Levrock is the nephew of a certain Dwayne Levrock. Dwayne Levrock, now where does that ring a bell? 2007 World Cup. Massive spin. That's not the place to try and hit that particular delivery. That's a high-risk shot against this turning ball. Dwayne Levrock, his uncle, slightly bigger. Kamal wants 2. It's only going to be 1. They're struggling here, these two. And he took a fantastic one-handed catch, didn't he, in the slips. Full length. Dwayne Levrock, left-arm spinner.
The world went still and watched that moment in time as he hung in the air and took a beauty.
Yeah, big shot had to come, and he's got enough of that, Askar Afghan. First 6 of the innings, and it comes in the 18th over.
Been a long time in coming, but this time the off spinner, we said this is a good matchup, and he must take its toll. He's got to have a go while he's on strike to make the most of it, get his side a score of respectability, something they can bowl at.
Need more of the same, please. Oh, that hits the pad. And that was close. What's this going to be? Leg buys or runs? No. Umpire feels that there was a bit of bat on that. There wasn't. I would suggest this is close. I'm not sure there was bat on that. I think he may have got slightly lucky there. Asghar Afghan just signalled leg buys just now. Interesting. Indecision. Don't take a one. Yeah, it's just not really going according to plan, this for the greats. 106 for 5. No real partnerships of note, barring Ahmed Kaif and Shikhar Dhawan, 41 of 38. Just never been able to get any momentum, the Gujarat greats. What do you reckon? If they can somehow manufacture 25 off the last two, John, 131, would that be defendable, do you think?
I think they've got runs on the board, and that's what the skipper wanted, Dhawan. He said, we want to bat first, get the best use. It's going to be tougher and tougher, and I believe him. So, like you say, if they can get to that 130 mark, really good effort. But now, who are they going to utilise to finish the innings? 2 overs to go. Hamid is the man who bowled a really great first spell. And possibly, they could go to Bhatti as well. He's 1 for 14 of his 2, so they could bowl 2 seam-up overs to finish the innings.
Just the 5th over of seam in the innings so far. It's been a steady diet of spin. You're going to have to get your eyes right, catch up to the pace of Hamid Hassan. Looked good in his first spell. Starts well, very full. Afghan again, doesn't want to take the one.
Here's the shot. First maximum of the innings. And in the over, Leverock hit a single to cover, and Afghan turned him down, and now he's turned down another single to start the over, and every run is going to be like gold dust here, as it's been in almost every single game. Going to the final over, he needs a boundary here. 3rd man up in the ring, and everyone on the leg side out on the boundary.
Goes deep, heaves to the leg side, just wide of the fielder, Martin Guptill. It's a flat 6. 6 in the last 2 overs, having enough for the whole innings.
He's faced a lot of dot balls in this innings. I'd like to see a little bit more of this, backing himself every single delivery, because when he has a full go at the delivery, inevitably goes all the way. Clears the left leg right out the way, opens up that onside, frees the arms.
Afghanistan v Afghanistan here. Deep again and bowled! Perfect Yorker from Hamid Hassan. They're good friends. He would have enjoyed that though.
A lovely moment. A great piece of cricket from Hamid. This is the ideal response. You've just been hit over mid-wicket, off the boot, onto the stumps. The perfect Yorker and a little bit of banter. Wonderful to see. That's what you're here for. The players loving every moment of this competition. Afghan, he's gone for 18. Gujarat greats, 112 for 6.
Hamid Hassan has just dismissed his former captain, Askar Afghan, for 18. Only got 9 balls left in the innings. They need to fight and scrap and get up to as big a total as they can here. Gujarat. Manan Sharma is having a fantastic tournament with the ball. 6 for against Southern Superstars in the first match. But they need some runs from him now. This was a fantastic delivery. He's at LBW and bowled the same delivery. Brilliant Yorker. Again, rushing the batter. Hamid Hassan is just looking like $1 million, isn't he? I could watch him all day. Everything about him, the action, the pace.
He's done himself a mischief in that last delivery. He's wringing his arm, got a bit of a problem with his right wrist or forearm possibly. And his follow through looked to struggle. But another vitally important dot. And where is he looking? He hits a long ball, you've got to say. Mid-on is up.
Skewed off the outside edge for a single.
This is why he's there. The perfect in-swinging Yorker, a toe crusher, literally, and a lovely little wry smile, a little fist pump. Well done, well bowled.
Oh, edge. Definitely a noise there. Nope, must have been the bat hitting the ground. 113 for 6. Well, that Manhattan just tells you how brilliant with the ball the Southern Superstars have been again. 9, the most they've conceded of any over. Don't see that too often, and that's why they're in a great position right now. 113 for 6. Gujarat are on. 6 deliveries left. And we're going to see Seam. It's going to be Bhatti, 1 for 14 off his 2 overs. Hamid Hassan's done. 3 overs, 1 for 15 for him. And they want to just close this out, the Superstars. And they want to concede 15-20 in the final over and just ruin a bit of the good work. Hit hard. Still finding it hard to find the boundary. Would have been struggling there had the throw been right over the stumps, but they've got to run for everything now.
I think this plays to the batting side's favour. Pace on the ball. I think that's definitely, we found spin very tough to score boundaries against and even rotate strike at times. So I think this should really work out for the batting side. As we said, a bit of a better throw here. You could have been found wanting. Manan looking to carve it. Third man might be a region. Bowling across him with pace.
Up and over, that's the area you're talking about, but that comes round on the boundary and does well. Pavan Negi cuts off the 4, well positioned as well by the skipper Goswami.
If there was pace on that ball, there's normal stock delivery, it would have gone all the way, but thankfully for the bowler, the pace was taken off it and the deep point had a little bit of time to come around and clean up on the boundary. The bowler just having a problem with his boot at the moment, Bhatti right now mid-pitch. He's looks to be having a problem with his foot, the underside or the inside of his foot. Those look like brand new. not only fitness, he did the whole season right there in his celebrations. But what a moment, and those little iconic moments you remember, you know, you defying gravity and the game's utter brilliance. You remember those. You think of the catch Stokes took at the Oval in the World Cup, running one-handed over his shoulder. Absolutely brilliant. Some players taking a little cat nap out in the boundary, loosen up the back. The body tightens up quite quickly once you leave the field or stop running around madly on the boundary. But there's 4 deliveries left here. Where can Gujarat greats finish here? They need a couple of boundaries.
The crowd waits eagerly in anticipation. You can cut the tension with a knife here. And I reckon we're about 3/4 full or something like that. Not far off it. Here comes Bhatti. Nails the Yorker. Would have been close to, perhaps. I think Manan Sharma got back.
So Hamid in the previous over get a Yorker. That is perfectly pitched, the length. A little bit outside off stump, but the length ideal. Halfway in that crease. Unable to get any real timing or power from that position.
And what's he thinking here, Manan? Is he still thinking perhaps trying to go behind square? No one on the boundary behind square, either leg or offside. Not right out the middle, but they might be able to get back for 2. They will. 2s and 1s, not exactly what they're after in this final over. Need a maximum or a couple of boundaries just to finish on a high.
It's a really impressive bowling list today. They've all bowled very economically, done a great job and get the Yorkers in when they need them. But the job is not done just yet.
Slower ball, and it's going to be another wicket. Very easy catch for the captain, Shrivats Goswami. Completely done by the change in pace. And that sums up what we've seen in this match so far. At the moment, the superstars on top.
It's a brilliant delivery. Slower ball, look at the skills. Back of the hand, landing in the rough, standing up in a spliced stroke off the bat. And he knew he was totally defeated by that delivery and pounced safely this time. Goswami's had a tough day behind the stumps. Quite a few bars going through him, but holds on to this one comfortably. Sharma, he's gone for 7. Gujarat greats 119 for 7 with 1 delivery left.
Last ball of the innings. Round the wicket. Edged, beats the man, Hamid Hassan, who was very close to him. And the Gujarat greats do finish with a flourish. Right smile from Subodh Bhatti. But he's bowled pretty well today. A couple of good wickets, 2 for 24 off his 3 overs. And the superstars at the moment look like they might be on course to do the double over the Gujarat greats. They've restricted them to 123 for 7. But it's not a given, this, because the pitch is turning significantly. Gujarat greats do have a good bowling attack. They've got real pace, and they do have some spin options too. Manan Sharma, left-arm spinner, already has a 6-wicket haul on this very same pitch against the same opposition. So don't go anywhere. This could well be a tight one. No Dinesh Karthik either for the superstars.
Having a look at the standout performers. A lot of extras in this innings. 19, which was the second.
18 extras really helped get them up to that 123 for 7 from their 20 overs. And Dhawan, he was the pick of the batters today, hitting 5 fours, no maximums though today. That was glorious shot. And he did try and show all the tricks in his toolbox, going for the reverse. He tried that a few times. Sometimes it didn't pay off, and sometimes it did. And, well, they really struggled to get partnerships going. There was a 41 between Dhawan and Kaif, but Kaif never looked comfortable out in the middle, and eventually he went. Dhawan stayed there, and he went for his 30-odd, and well, Leverok and Afghan put on 24, but they sort of scratched their way to that 123 for 7. Well, lots of bowlers used. 6 bowlers used by the superstars today. 2 wickets for Bhatti, 1 apiece for Hamid, Razak and Karia. But Bhatti going at 8 and over, and the rest of them around about that 5 mark. 4.25 for Negi, 1 for 17 from his 4 overs, bowling those 11 dots in there. So a good economy from him, and they were impressive again today, finding some real turn. There's Srivat Goswami captaining today, and that was Van Veek. He was the first one to go. The stumps completely disturbed. Just that cut shot was not there to be played, hitting that top of off stump, and he was on his way, and he was frustrated by that one. And at that point, 20 for 1. And this time, a cartwheeling stump. That was the end of Simmons, bowled by Bhatti, the first time the superstars had a pacer pick up a wicket, and what a way to start off the pacey wickets for them.
And this was a moment of brilliance. De Silva running, fielding a ball on the onside of his own bowling, bang on target. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's what you need in the field. And then some inventiveness from Dhawan. That's what brought his innings to an end. He got creative the ball before, and he turned to switch hits and cut one to backward point. What a catch. Razak put one down earlier on, and he took a smart catch there.
Yashpal just gets that big stride out, but struck straight in front, and the finger went up. And that was well and truly plumb, that one. And he'd struggled as well. 5 from 11, so he chewed up some deliveries as well, which is what a few of the batters did. And this time, again, Bales go flying. The head-banded warrior, that fuller length, struck on the toe. That is going to hurt. Get some ice on that toe, because had some pace on that, and appreciation from the batter of a really good bit of bowling. Well, this just mistimed it. Manan straight up in the air, easy as you like, regulation catch that. Goswami not putting that down. You wouldn't put that down with bare hands, let alone with a big old pair of gloves. And that was the 7th wicket to go down. So 7 wickets went, and they managed to get themselves up to 123 for 7. So the Southern Superstars, to make it 3 from 3, they need 124 from their 20 overs. Got to go at just over 6 and over. So the fans are in, and they're going to want to see some fireworks, because it was scratchy from the greats. It wasn't the kind of innings we saw earlier on, the Van Veek 100, a bit of Dhawan magic. You know, a few of them got themselves in a few tangles, and they were really outdone by the spin of the greats. But they do have a spin of their own. They've got a man, Manan, who's already got 6 for 17, the best figures ever in the LLC. So they have got spin up their sleeve, and they're going to want to use it today on this pitch.
Absolutely, and the crowd have made sure they've turned up here for the last game in this first week of the K Rasa Legends League cricket. And this is the big night. Expectation is there for this one to be another final over thriller. And I would not be surprised in the slightest if this was to happen once again.
If we keep having these nail biters, I'm going to have to visit a salon. Because they just keep coming, nail biters, in the K Rasa Legends League. And that young fan there being treated to quite something special. It's always this exciting. They look slightly less enamoured, but there he is, our mate with the curly hair. I'm going to pretend that's his real hair. I like to think that that's his real hair. Yes, you're on the telly. I think someone at home's just phoned him to tell him he's on the TV.
There is the artist in the making. What a beautiful piece of art from that youngster. Shikhar Dhawan is hero. He is here to support him and to show us how good he is as well. Wonderful. Here's a top bun, good hairstyle that. fellow commentator Georgie Heath as well has got this matching top bun.
Yeah, I think I'm more likely to have a top bun hairstyle than our friend Matt in the back of the commentary box. But it is wonderful to see all the families in and excited by the cricket, excited by the stars of both Indian and international cricket. They've got the popcorn out because they're in for a blockbuster. We have had some real blockbusters. So 124 is that target. And remember, way back this afternoon, it was Gujarat Greats. They won the toss and they decided to have a bat. So they would have hoping for more than 123 on the board. And the two standing umpires heading out to the middle, Jerry Matiberi and Chris Fury. So they are overseeing proceedings out in the middle in their ninja black. And the opening partnership for the superstars. And there is Martin Guptill. He was impressive, especially at the beginning of his innings in their previous game, hitting big, hitting clean, and then slowed down a little bit. But 347 matches, over 9,700 runs, and a healthy strike rate. So not someone you'd be too unhappy with having at the top of your batting order there. And he's accompanied by his captain and wicketkeeper, Shrivats Goswami, the left-handed batter. 111 matches, 2,437 runs, and also a healthy strike rate for him. So the left-hand, right-hand combination up the top is what you like to see for the Southern Superstars. Remember, they're looking to try and make it 3 from 3. And they don't look too stressed, do they?
Never seen a West Indian look stressed in my life. Jerome Taylor, he gets his opportunity tonight. Wonderful to see there. Plenty of West Indians in this side. Not Chris Gale this evening, though. Unfortunately, we'll see him soon, hopefully. But he is quick. At this level here, he could rush a few batters early doors. He's always been such a joy to watch. He almost floats to the crease. He's got such a beautifully smooth run up through the years. A real athlete. Action as well. He'll look to swing the new ball, carrying a slip to start. One just pulling the strings, setting his field. Make sure they know exactly what they want to do here to start with. At the moment, it looks like a third man and a deep square leg posted, and they've got a slip in. A really good positive early move.
Yeah, and they're starting off with a bit of pace, as opposed to thinking about starting with spin, which we have seen do the business. So there is the signal from the umpire, the impact player. So out goes Samar Quadri. Go have a sit on the bench, and in comes, out goes Yashpal Singh, and in comes Quadri. So Quadri comes out to the middle, Yashpal takes a seat. Was there, he's gone just past that outstretched right arm, but they'll be feeling pretty positive about that one. A little discussion between Guptill and the bowler there.
That certainly surprised him for pace. This is when sometimes pace can work against you. You don't have a slip cordon. He gets some good swing early on. He said he likes to bowl those high pace out swingers, and a bit of a smile, a bit of a chat, and said sorry about that, partner.
Yeah, sorry bowler, I didn't do it on purpose. I don't know if that's more annoying or less annoying as a bowler, but either way, it's 4 and Guptill's up and running. Straighter this time, nice looking shot and well fielded. And cuts it off.
Singer's left the field. Quadri, the leg spinner. He has been brought in, and that should be no surprise to anyone who's been watching how this pitch has been performing. There's the bench. Srisanth catching a little bit of late dinner.
That's straightened on him, struck on the pad, and it's just the bowler who goes up. Jerome, aside from my co-commentator here, who's holding his arms to the sky.
Oh, umpire going for a walk so quickly. That was pretty close, I thought. Oh, possibly high. You can see Morne van Wyk's feet just drifting down the leg side, but Umpire mustn't walk away so quickly when it's so close. Just missed it, that appeal, but good piece of bowling again. Honing in on those stumps, Marty Guptill.
That's well played. It's a nice looking shot. It's going to be cut off. It is. The impact player comes in and cuts it off. And that's a good bit of fielding.
Appreciated. Wow, this big crowd. We just pushed this delivery in a race across the outfield. Jerome Taylor, a lot of pace on that delivery. Straight in the hand, brilliant. Hopes his figures look a bit better. Oh, his bowlers love that.
It's going to ball just short of Mohammed Kaif. Well, if anyone's going to be able to get there in this field, it would be Mohammed Kaif. But this is really impressive first over from Jerome. Yes, the first one went for 4, but it was a scratchy 4.
Has not been convincing. Open him up like a can of beans there. Almost beat the outside edge. You know, the outswingers love that wicket where the batter tries to whip it on the onside and the off stump gets knocked back. Now, wasn't far away from that happening. Assuming the position, Mohammed Kaif, backward point. Lively.
That's a lovely looking shot. Ball straight, and Guptill picks up 4 off the first ball and the last ball. So first over gone. The Superstars up and running, 10 for none. So match 6 of the K Rasa Legends League Season 3. The Superstars taking on the Gujarat Giants, and they're up and running in this chase. The Superstars 10 off that first over. And so the greats, they turn to this man, Manan Sharma. There's a reason he's the top of the Dream 11 fantasy board at the moment. He took 6 for 17, the best ever figures in the LLC of all time. Overtaking Harbhajan Singh, who used to sit top of that table, pushed him down. So you've got to do something quite impressive to push Harbhajan down a table, and that's exactly what Manan did. And they're going to need the same kind of thing from him today, defending, putting up just 123. So Goswami to face up for the first time. Martin Guptill took 10 off the first over, bookended that over with 4s. And Goswami is up and running, and they run the first one hard, but quick decision to say don't come back for a second.
I like the way he said earlier on in the day about how fit they are, and this is the most test cricket-like, just pushing it back up the ground past the bowler. One of the toughest shots to play in the game of cricket, as they've always said, and he made it look very, very easy. Marty Guptill, what a start for him.
Swings across the line, couple of bounces, and Guptill is on the charge, and that is his 3rd 4 already.
They're trying to break the back of this chase very early in this power play, and it's a very, very good idea, I think. Try and pick up as many boundaries as you can with only 2 fielders outside the ring. This is his go-to shot. We saw it the other evening. The big slog sweeps going halfway up the grandstand. This time just a 4.
He just can't stop taking wickets. He picks up his first, and Guptill is going to have to go.
Keeps his place at the top in the Dream 11 total. And that was almighty swing, but clever. Slower through the air this time. Defeated him in the flat. Right on target, and that's why he's top of Dream 11 ratings at the moment. Guptill entertained us for 14. Southern Superstars 15 for 1.
So Martin Guptill, it was an exciting cameo, but he goes for 14, trying to play the same shot 2 in a row. He picks up 4 the first time and then bowled off the second ball. And the signal there from the umpire, the impact player. And Abdur Razak, he was good with the ball. He goes out and gets to have a sit down, and in comes Hamilton Masakadza. The smiliest picture you'll ever see. Yeah, so he can hit a big ball, and they're going to want to build a partnership here and break the back of this chase. And he goes for the big strike straight on, heavy power, and they think about coming back for a second. Hesitation. Goswami is quick. We heard him talk about it earlier, didn't we? The fitness of this side, and they ran the first one hard and easily home in the end.
Oh, the fielder at long off is had no arm really, and they've had to change the fielder after that one. But there's the look wise there. Big slog sweep across the line, and when doesn't he strike? He's been so good this tournament so far.
That's a great delivery. I think it sounded a bit woody, bit of wood on there, Mornay. Don't get too excited in those nighttime vision goggles.
Oh, mighty appeal. Arm just a bit lower. This one going on with the arm. And let's have a look here. Yes, bat onto pad.
It's given some power. The fielder does well to get round. The call of 2 came early and easily back for that second. And that's what you want to see early on, turning 1s into 2s. So 2 overs gone, the Superstars, 19 for 1. So Jerome went for 10 from his first over. It was a scratchy-ish 10. That Guptill just sort of finding the boundary by chance, but Manan was the man who made the difference, and he took 6 for 17 in that previous game. Saw the back of Guptill, so he's had him twice in 2 now, and it was really impressive stuff. They just didn't know how to play him. Finding the edges. That was DK trying to go inside out, just didn't get a hold of it. Well taken in the end. Captain catches captain, finding the outside edge. And that one skewed up in the air. And it's kept down by Goswami. The call of weight very early.
He's having a blinder. He's doing brilliantly so far. Most wickets. Rasa Legends League Cricket Season 3, and he is sitting atop, and there's daylight between the next wicket taker Negi, who's also playing this evening, who's performing with bat and ball. And I'll tell you what, Plunkett, the only seamer on that list. The spinner's leading the charge, and this man, he's sitting at top of the league.
Just one, going to have to be quick here, Masakadza, but there's no one there. And in the end, it's pretty easy.
Cape was at backward point, indecision. Mazakadze didn't want to go, and eventually he had to get the old long strides going. Now, this was not his best throw he's had in his career, that's for sure.
So Mazakadze in as the impact player, 4 from 3 at the moment. And now a sort of deep square. On the legs, that's going to be 4.
Taylor looking for too much, trying to swing it from leg stump and hit off. And this time just pushed it down the leg side. Fine leg up in the ring, Mazakadze. Thank you very much. Lovely boundary. Leg glance, old classical stroke.
Tell by the look on his face there, Jerome has missed it a little bit. So they now need 100 off 105 superstars. 24 up on the board. The man back in the hutch, Martin Guptill, the opener. Does make quite a noise as it comes off that bat. Fielder gives chase and is well chased in the end by Dhawan.
It was some stroke. We talked about last night, he was next in that run chase, and I thought they left him a bit late, and even more so you think that the form he is in here, hitting a top of the bounce, beautiful full face through the offside. That's not an easy shot to play on this wicket.
They've got a slip in still here for Mazakadze. And he's waiting on that one and rehearses that shot. Feels like maybe he's missed out a little bit.
I think he was premeditating the short ball here. Wasn't quite short and rushed him, splashed it. So the rate isn't scary at this stage. Under 6, as you mentioned, it's not too threatening at the moment. Gujarat Greats, they need some wickets early on in this power play. Just try and build that pressure nice and early in this game.
Well, a dot to end out the over. So after 3, the superstars 26 for 1. Gujarat Greats scratched their way somewhat to 123 for 7 from their 20 overs, 2 wickets to Bhatti. Pace doing the business there, but the spinners kept them quiet. Dhawan top scoring, but it wasn't his most fluid innings, 38 off 43, but the superstars going along all right in this chase. 26 for 1 after 3. Guptill, the man, back in the hutch, bowled by Manan for 14 from 8. It was a quick fire cameo, but there was just, this man can do absolutely no wrong at the moment, Manan. 6 in their previous encounter and already 1 for 9 here. And it's the left-handed opener, the captain Goswami, on strike. Slog sweep, it's going to land just short of that fielder. For a moment you heard the crowd give a little shout.
I think what's going to be interesting, the way the skipper goes about his business, to one, is how many overs does he bowl Manan for here in this power play? This is his 2nd over already early in the game, and it would only be 4 overs gone. And when will he keep him going, possibly, or will he hold him back a little bit for possibly midway through the innings for another spell? I suppose it really does depend on how this over goes.
That is glorious, all power. That's the first 6 of the innings, and it comes off the bat. A hefty blow from Masakadza.
Tell you what, Hamilton's playing on another wicket here entirely from what we've seen go before us. Big stride and a big follow through. Simple approach, you got to say. No across the line stuff, no sweeping, just straight as you like and going all the way.
This time he goes over the offside, and it's going to be a couple of bounces, and it wins the race to the boundary. So 6 backed up with a 4.
Oh, he must have been upset he didn't get in last night. He's really showing what he can do. This is the last time he gets left low in the lower order. He's just trying to show Michael Bevan a couple of strokes. And he's not going to look back here. He is really taking this power play by the scruff of the neck right now. Brilliant.
That's well bowled, that by Manan. And the umpire sticks his arm out because that is a no ball from the spinner. And that's just not what you want to see. He'll be avoiding eye contact with his captain.
And his foot was swiveling. You've got to see maybe another frame. That was tight. But now the left hand is on stroke. Goswami's going to have to loosen up the old back here and really have a full swipe at this one. 3 hit. Goswami 3 or 4 so far.
That's well bowled. Really well bowled, and actually got a little finger to it, almost running out Hamilton. That's not what they would have needed, the Southern Superstars. Goswami just unable to get going here at the moment. 3 from 5 for the captain. Comes down the pitch, that's the way to do it. Free up your arms. That's a delightful shot from Goswami. Just gives it the little head nod. He even appreciated that one.
They're going along like a steam train right now. Masakadza has given us some impetus, and now the skipper. This is a good cricket stroke, good use of the feet, quick on his feet. That's a lovely stroke, and that is what they're needing here. The main danger man, they've taken him for 17 off this over.
Well, when he went for 17 in their previous game, he'd already got 6 wickets. A little bit different this. Comes down the pitch again, and just tucked up a little, but very high. End of the over, a very expensive one. 17 from it, 4 done. Superstars 43 for 1. Well, that blue wiggly worm is going at quite a rate at the moment, well ahead of the Gujarat greats, and that's because of this explosive start. And that previous over, 17 from it, taking on Manan, and this time they're turning to former Englishman, a World Cup winner, Liam Plunkett, been handed the ball. And Masakadza can just pick out the fielder, and Plunkett has this knack in these sort of overs, doing the hard yards, and he can pick up wickets.
Just when we looked at those worms a minute ago, normally when you get those little dots, the worm goes straight down. That was where it kept going straight up. Hamilton Masakadza arrived, and the game has taken a turn. 190 strike rate from him so far.
Clipped away, and then he's going to pick up 4 again here. Masakadza doesn't care who bowls at him because he's going to send him to the boundary.
He's dishing out a lesson here, the Zimbabwean. He's walked in and he has just taken center stage. Absolutely brilliant. Pace on it, whipped over. He's just hit simple strokes. Absolutely brilliant timing as well.
It's like he's batting on a different surface completely from the greats. They scratched around, they struggled to find the boundaries, and Masakadza said, it's pretty easy this, you know. That's just delightful, that. Clipped up in the air, take on the pace. Shorter this time, whacked back, almost takes out his skipper.
They look a little bit shell-shocked out there right now. The GGs need to up their game a little bit here. It's an understatement. Southern Superstars, 2 out of 2. Marching on. They need under 5 to the over now. And all the work to do needed now from Dhawan's men.
Think about coming through for one, and good decision not to. Well, Goswami just playing second fiddle at the moment while the Masakadza battering continues. And Manan, the wicket-taking man, well, Masakadza not worried by that. And Goswami getting in on the action as well, shucking down the pitch at him. The most expensive over of the match so far, 17 runs off it. And 2 still to come in this Plunkett over. Put down by Asghar Afghan, and then almost the chance of a run out, all going on out in the middle as Goswami looks to try and join the run scoring party.
What initially good stroke. He hit it hard, hit it flat. That was a high opportunity, got his above him to his right, but then the Shah as well. He was miles out. Missed the double play. That Afghan and Plunkett disappointed, and then disappointed once again. The stumps weren't hit in the throw, so disappointment.
Just a discussion going on between captain and his bowler. Third man coming in. Fishing out deep mid-wicket. They've got a deep square as well, so I think Masakadza is going to want to swing across the line. He's trying to go that way. Goes for a bit of innovation. Doesn't come off, but trying to do something a bit different. Masakadza on the charge. 5 overs gone. Superstars 49 for 1.
Maranga Fort just in the distance. Beautiful sight in Jodhpur. Big tourist destination this. If you haven't been, I can highly recommend it. Lots to see and do. Lots of history. You really sense the history in this lovely city in Rajasthan. History at the moment, not with Gujarat, you'd say. Here's Asghar Afghan. Starts with a short delivery outside the off stump, which is put away by Srivatsa Goswami. Bit of a gimme.
Absolutely no idea why they have brought Asghar Afghan on to bowl within the power play. After the power play, I understand, but you see a left-hander. It's all about the matchup nowadays, but you've got to be able to put the ball in the right area. That was an absolute freebie for Srivatsa Goswami.
A round arm on that occasion, but it's a wide. Unfortunately, this game is in danger of getting away from them very quickly. You know, 3 or 4 more bad overs and the game could be done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Shrivas needs to be a bit brave in this over.
Lovely shot, straight back. That is class. Off the back foot, on drive.
Yeah, that is just sensational from Srivats. The footwork, the timing, the placement, it had everything. Looking really good now. On to 16 of just 11.
Tickled around the corner just for one. Mazakadze has been excellent. Some of the best batting that we've seen all tournament from the big Zimbabwean. But Shrivas Goswami's just got into his stride as well, the last 2 overs.
Matt, we discussed about this earlier, that yes, there is a bit of spin. It's not the easiest wicket to bat on. But still, as a batter, if you apply yourself, you can score runs on this surface. And that's exactly what these two have shown in the last 30-odd deliveries. Partnership of 44 now.
Full toss, hit hard and straight. Well done in the end by Manan Sharma. Long on. That's another expensive over. 11 off it. There's 2 balls left.
I don't think you need to take any more risk. They're in a great position now. 60 already on board.
That's a horrible drag down. He's kind of got away with it, but it's going to be another wide. It's not the over that Shikhar Dhawan had envisaged so far.
Yeah, I just have a feeling he might have gloved it, Shrivas Goswami. But still wide given, so he has to bowl a couple more deliveries. 13 already. Mazakadze is going to go now. You have a feeling he's going to go.
He is. There's a thick outside edge, but enough on it to get over the infield. 2 more. Anything pitched up, Mazakadze, he's going to have a go, isn't he? Try and go up and over. He's so powerful, even there, a thick outside edge. Gets well over the infield.
It's sort of a free hit with all the fielders on the offside inside the 30-yard circle. As a batter, you know, you get half a bat, you get a couple of runs.
Pulled hard, all the way, flat, over the boundary. Hamilton Mazakadze is speeding his side to their target. The power play's done, 70 for 1. Nine fours and 2 sixes for the superstars in the power play. That's exactly the same as Gujarat Greats managed in their entire innings. 9 fours and 2 sixes, and that just emphasises how far apart these teams are at the moment. Gujarat needs something close to a miracle here. 54 only required from 84 balls. They've got 2 leg spinners in their 11 with the impact player brought in. This is the first of them, Prasanna. Oh, that's possibly close. Maybe pitched outside the leg stump, I think. Not far off, though.
Just got to be a bit careful with that sweep. Oh, that was in line. That was very close. He is very lucky to be out there still, Shrivas Goswami.
The umpires haven't been too keen to put their fingers up today with the LBW decisions. Might have been 2 or 3 given that weren't.
Yeah, I think Shrivas Goswami just needs to be a bit smart here. No need to do anything extraordinary. Just keep it simple. That's good cricket. Yeah. If you don't get a boundary, take those 1s and 2s. As long as you're not dotting up, there's no real pressure on you as a batter.
Mr. Ramon Raheja, co-founder of the Legends League. Just keep ticking off these runs, Southern superstars. I'm sure Ramon will be pretty happy with what he's seen so far. We've had some really close games here in Jodhpur. We're off to Surat next, then we're off to Jammu, then Srinagar. Some really interesting venues. We just hope it continues in this vein. It's been great entertainment.
Yeah, done a wonderful job as a co-founder. K. Rasa Legends League 23 Season 3. 2024. Correction.
You can just see the confidence oozing out of Masakadza at the moment. Anything tossed up, and he wants to have a hit. 73 for 1. In a controversy, low-scoring game. Impact player Samar Kadri is on the second leg spinner.
In a great position, Southern Superstars cruising. Required rate 3.9. 50 required of 77. That should not be an issue. A wonderful partnership of 59 between these two.
By the way, if you want to get tickets for that game tomorrow, the first game in Surat, the only way to get tickets for the matches in Surat and Jammu is by using Paytm Insider. So make sure you do that. We're expecting very, very busy houses, possibly full houses. Another one out in the middle of the bat for Hamilton Masakadza. So make sure you do that soon, because both Surat and Jammu are going to be jumping.
Yeah, they'll be packed. Full houses, 27 September till the 2nd of October in Surat. And then after that, we go to Jammu and then Srinagar to finish things off. I just have a feeling they need a mid-wicket. They need a short mid-wicket rather than a point and a short third. Because when the ball is turning, it's a high-risk shot to try and cut the ball or late cut it. But by not having a short mid-wicket, they're allowing Shrivas Goswami easy single through the onside. Masakadza, 36 of 20, striking dropping ever so slightly here.
Tossed up, nicked. I think that's a good catch by Morne Van Veek. Surely an edge there. Van Veek wants to review. You can't, I'm afraid, Morne. Definitely heard something in the stub mics.
Masakadza was walking off. He was absolutely out. There is a nick. Keeper was convinced, so was the bowler. Umpire wasn't.
That's cut off middle and off. Probably should have gone forward there. Oh, he's been a lucky boy, I think. 76 for 1. Blue Worm of the Southern Superstars miles ahead of the Orange Worm of the Gujarat Greats at the moment. And they're on course to do the double over Shikhar Dhawan's men. Very different games, though. In the first game, they pulled it out the fire, really, with the ball. Gujarat were chasing on that occasion, but on both occasions, it's the spinners of the Southern Superstars that have made a huge difference.
Yeah, they've been outstanding throughout the tournament so far. Masakadza on strike, anything full, he's going to go. You can sense that he wants to take the attack. He's a boundary hitter. He's not happy with ones and twos. just got to be patient and wait for that particular delivery in his slot.
What was interesting was Masakadza was the impact player yesterday, and he didn't get in. He was due in at number 9. Didn't need him in the end because of that fantastic partnership. Good sweep from Masakadze, keeps finding the gaps.
Yeah, I think they got to be aggressive. You don't want to get in a shell when you're controlling the game, when you're bossing it. 66 now, partnership of 46. That's really nicely played. It's all about the percentages, and he's playing them pretty well at the moment, picking the right length to sweep.
Short is the response to the sweep. The only way to prevent a loss here is just to take wickets. It's the only way it's going to happen, and it's going to have to happen right now for Shikhar Dhawan and his men.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised they haven't taken a shot mid-wicket so far for Shrivas Goswami, because all he's doing is just tapping them towards the onside with the spin and taking a single. Batting quite smartly, 23 for him of 20.
How many times has he done that, Shrivas Goswami? Just clipped through the vacant mid-wicket. Easy runs for the skipper. He will be very happy with how things stand. 83 for 1 of 9 overs. Seems as though they are heading towards the win. But Gujarat are going to have a bit of time to discuss what their next move is. They need a plan. Strategic timeout time. With the Gujarat bowlers, 83 for 1 off 9 overs. They're going at 9 and over, which is way more than they need to get the win they require.
It's a very smart cricket, and to pick the right delivery, to play the shot, some wonderful shots, use of the feet from Shrivas Goswami. Masakadza looked in complete control, some poor bowling as well, along with that excellent batting performance so far. 83 for 1 after 9. They made look batting very easy on a difficult pitch.
Crossed up by Qadri and drilled to the right of long off. Good running again. Not willing to give Gujarat anything here. Still pushing hard for ones and twos.
Yeah, nice shot again. Through the covers, couple of runs. That's all they need to do.
It's been a really good atmosphere again, just in the strategic timeout with a big sing-along, wonderful sight of all the lights on the camera phones around the stadium. When you come to grounds like this, which are not necessarily the traditional hubs of cricket, it's great to see the locals coming out and really enjoying seeing players that they might not have seen in the flesh for a long time. And got to say, Abhishek, this might even be as big a crowd as we've had. It's very close to capacity. 30,000 capacity here. Full toss, swung away too deep, mid-wicket taken. Well caught, Mohammad Kaif, rolling back the years. He did well to get to that delivery and then stay inside the rope.
Nicely taken by Mohammad Kaif. He doesn't drop many. A full toss, a long hop, could have hit it anywhere he fancied. The bat turning in his hands. Mazakadza, after an excellent knock of 41, he'll have to walk back. Wicket for Qadri. A wicket the Gujarat greats needed desperately. Not before a partnership of 71 between Shrivats and Mazakadza, out for 41 of 27, 86 for 2, Southern Superstars.
See that smile on Hamilton Mazakadza's face? I reckon he's probably got that same expression right now. 41 of 27, he's done his job. Short, oh! Just gloved it or something. It's all happening, but it's wide called in the end. Bhavan Negi, the new batter. Good player, classy player.
They're still very young, still very quick between the wicket, and that was given wide, clearly off the forearm of Pawan Negi. This will be a challenge for the bowler now with two left-handers. It'll be easier for the batters, the ball turning into them.
Mona van Venk's cap there. So Mazakadza's gone, but is it too little, too late? That is the question. It was a full toss, wasn't it? The best delivery you've seen all day by a stretch, and the bat just turned in his hand, didn't it, as you said, Abhishek, and that's why there was no distance on it. Mohammad Kaif, we always felt he was going to catch that once he got there. It's over bowl. We are halfway through the innings, 88 for 2. Lights are on, fans are in, and we're heading towards the end of this match. Despite this Mazakadza wicket, good angle this from the buggy. Little stumble from Hamid Kaif as he ran around. Not quite as young as he used to be, but he's still got good hands. He's still a proper fielder. Someone you can rely on, no matter what age, to do his job. And Manan Sharma's coming back into the attack. I think it was only a matter of time, really, before he did. He's the match winner. 6 for 17 against the superstars. Perhaps surprising, he's only bowled 2 so far. Has been expensive. That's why 2 overs, 1 for 26. Picked up Martin Guptill, but still a bit of a surprise. 2 left-handers to bowl at now.
They played him really well. Mazzacuzza played straight over extra cover. Goswami also hit him straight. So some really good strokes that he couldn't really answer to early on. So he's have to come back now, back to the drawing board and try and strike in the middle overs.
And that's all the superstars have to do now, isn't it? They don't need many boundaries. They don't need any boundaries really from here. They can knock off 35 and 1s and 2s if they want to. Just push it into the gap. And that's because of all the good work in that first 10 overs. Guptill was positive initially, and then Hamilton Mazzacuzza. How clean was he hitting the ball? Takes away Goswami just to allow him to dab into that gap. He's done a very good job, hasn't he? He's just ticked along, the new skipper.
I think with these low totals, someone can come in and really take the game by the scruff of the neck, as Mazzacuzza did. And then you look at the likes of the skipper tonight, Goswami, being very clever, just batting through, and players can bat around him.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because the pitch looked very difficult to bat on in the first innings. A lot of turn. There has been turn as well in this innings, but just the way that they've played the spinners. They've just played the percentages better, haven't they? They've played generally with the spin. 91 for 2. Things have slowed down slightly for the superstars since the power play. The power play was so good, they're still well ahead of the game. Leading edge. Trying to work with the spin, but that one just went straight on. Hence the edge. Maybe a googly as well. That's what Negi is signalling there.
Bowled really well, I thought. Ripping it, good energy on the ball. It's fizzing. You can see Negi being quite watchful, not just walking in and playing strokes. He's trying to nudge ones at the moment. The men in the ring need to be sharper.
Bang! Fantastic slog sweep. You knew it was 6 from the moment it left his bat.
It's a first real show of aggression out there. He's looked to rotate so far, and he picked this well. The leg spinner turning into him. And we've seen a lot of slog sweep shots in this tournament, more and more when spin has been harder to play. So that has been the reply. Brilliant one.
Maybe got a touch of cramp or something like that after that shot. It is hot out there. It's been hot every night. Still looking for the... It's in the rough. They've just got it. He's driven one into the rough. Just missed the fairway. Thankfully, we've spotted the ball.
I could have helped him. I'm normally in that stuff. Chip out and play my third for the green. But what a shot. And at the moment, looked very quiet out there to the fielding team. I think Negi is going to prove to be a very important player for them in this tournament. He bowls us 4 overs. There's a needless overthrow, and that's really sloppy. But Negi, I think, is with his 4 overs every game, batting at 4. It's a really important role he's got. No wonder He's in the Dream 11 as most valuable player rankings. He's right up there.
He likes that shot of Onegi whenever he gets the opportunity to play it. He gets any width. 100 up for the Southern Superstars. Just 24 away now. 8.1 overs in which to do it. Good opportunity here, actually, to get the net run rate up. If they can bang out these final 24 overs in quick time, even better. Again, with no mid-wicket, you can play that shot all day long. It doesn't matter if it goes in the air. 101 for 2. Raman Baheja, co-founder of the league. Sent back, thought about 2, but no need for a needless run out. What did you make of this, John?
It was a joy to behold. That was his first, a lovely leg glance, and after that he absolutely battered the opposition with his clean hitting straight over extra cover. Those were 2 of his finest strokes. Always enjoy the little flamingo shot over mid-wicket, the flick. And he changed the course of the match, and they haven't been able to get back the fielding side ever since the carnage happened. 41 of 27, that was his impact on this match.
What have you made of the Southern Superstars in general? I must admit, when I looked at their squad initially, I thought, a nice bit of footwork from Ahmed Kev there. That got the crowd going. I must admit, I thought, maybe they're not quite as strong as some of the other squads, particularly in the batting department. And now that DK's not playing this game, maybe lacking a little bit in terms of star names, but nice connection, really well placed as well. That was a smart shot with the spin. He knew exactly where the gap was, Shrivats Goswami.
Controlled aggression. This was a classy stroke. You don't have to try and whack it all around the ground. Good position, little roll of the wrist, hit it almost like a topspin shot. Really good batting, that classical and clinical, brilliant.
Shrivats Goswami at the moment, punching above his weight. Maybe that's what the Southern Superstars are doing as well. Not full of stars like maybe some of the other sides, but at the moment, on the verge of going 3-0. They've looked a serious unit.
I do agree with you there. They could have lost those first 2 games, and there'd be lots of questions about what they're doing out there, but they've somehow managed to scrape through. But I do think they're going to need some more runs, some more support.
At the moment, though, all is rosy in the garden. 108 for 2.
Well, charging their way to this total, the Southern Superstars, they now need just 16 off 42, and the party is starting in the crowd. There are shirts waving, there are arms waving. There's a little bit of 60s dancing going on. I'm not sure he'll want to watch that one on repeat, but oh, yeah, gone for the shampooing. That's the new dance move I've learned today. Here we go. So the party starting in the crowd, but will it be a party for the Southern Superstars in the next couple of overs? They need 16 of 42. The captain, Goswami, still out there, 35 from 30. And Plunkett to bowl his second. Shuffles down the pitch, carved away. And it's going to be 4 to start the over, and Goswami moves on to 39.
He's looked more and more comfortable as the innings has progressed. He's been quick on his feet. That's what I've enjoyed most about his batting today. Against the spin, he uses those feet, gets to the pitch of it, and this time he runs at Plunkett. He pulls his length back. Really not the worst delivery, but punished behind point for 4. Great shot.
He's really stepped up into this role today, Shrivats Goswami. I've always said DK captaining the side before, but he came out, yes, he struggled a little bit at first, but he's really got himself in. He's kept well, he's batted well, been there since the beginning. And that's nicely played. There is a fielder there, so it'll just be one. Brings Negi back on strike, and Goswami on to 40. And actually, fielding error means they come back for a second, and it's just nothing they can do right today, the greats.
Taylor running around, whooping it in, and just a bit hard for Van Wyk, who's to go well over Van Wyk's head, and no one is backing up, unfortunately. And another single is lost. The greats haven't been much like their namesakes this evening. They've been well off it, haven't been at the races. Below par score, batting first.
Really well bowled that from Liam Plunkett. He saw him coming, he knows he likes to come down the pitch at him, and he's being told that's your one for the over, but that's all right, you get one, and he's used it.
Goswami, he is charging. Management in the dugout, back to the drawing board. 1-1 and lost one before this game. The one Van Wyk featuring, as well as Manan. The rest of the side need to just step up a little bit here, and they're going to be, at this stage, lost 2-1-1, so they've got some work to do.
There's a fielder there, but backing up nicely. Negi easily come through for one here, and now single figures, needing 9 from 38 to hit that 124 and make it 3 from 3, the Southern Superstars. And the captain's going to want to still be out there at the end. He's eyeing up a red inker.
Funny, the hero, Gandhi, not required this evening. He came in and did the finishing touches last night and was the hero. And some new heroes this evening. The skipper Goswami is going to be one of them, that's for sure.
Wide down the leg side. Now just 8 needed, and they've run 1, so 7 needed. Brings Goswami back on strike. He's on 42. Well, he could get himself to a half-century. They'd have to score all of the runs that were needed left. Find a 6 in there. Shot. Well, that's going to be 4 of them. Shrivats Goswami is just relishing captaining this side.
Seen a huge amount of him before this, but this is really a classy stroke. Pick the slower ball, just open up the blade and hold that pose. Really, he's impressed this evening. Controlled the tempo. Mazakatsa and him combined beautifully earlier on. They haven't looked back, marching their way to victory here. 3 needed.
Well weighted. And will just be 1. Misfield. Goswami not watching, but it's okay. Brings the over to a close. He retains the strike. 14 gone, 122 for 2. 14 overs gone, requiring just 2 more runs for a thumping victory here. The Superstars, Captain Goswami on strike. He's eyeing up a maiden LLC half-century. He's going to need to find the boundary if that's what he wants to do. He's got to find 4 or a 6, or run 3 from this. But just 2 needed. Prasanna to bowl. The leggy to the lefty. It's well bowled.
Must be lining up a little boundary here to raise the willow for his half-century and win the game as well. So he's going to pick the right delivery here, looking onside at the moment. Ready to celebrate, those men in the dugout.
That will be 1. So the scores are level. So either Negi has to block out the rest of this over if he wants to give it to his captain. I don't think it's quite how they feel like playing this T20 game. So it looks like it's not going to be made an LLC 50 for Goswami. Shuffles down, takes it on, and what a way to finish the match. Negi goes big, he goes all the way, and they go marching to victory, and it's 3 from 3 for the Superstars. The captain gets himself a red inker, finishes 48 of 38, Negi 19 from 15, and it really was a thumping victory for the Superstars. And the crowd is so excited, they're getting involved, but the Giants, they have been well and truly stomped on today.
Yeah, the last game in Jodhpur, it's been a wonderful week here. We've been thoroughly entertained. Some very, very tight finishes. This has been the least of the tight finishes the whole week. But saying that, Superstars are 3-0. They're playing good cricket. They have that winning knack, and they're yet to play a complete game, but they're doing enough to win convincingly. The Gujarat greats battled after winning the toss and deciding to bat. Not really posting a massively competitive total. 123 for 7, where it was a struggle. The Superstar spinners were excellent, Negi being one of them, and he was in at the end with the bat as well, the all-rounder. A lovely job, a good finishing job, and Srivat Goswami leading his side for the first time this evening. He's the man we're going to speak to soon. Now here, a few more thoughts from him, but the losing captain tonight, Shikhar Dhawan, disappointing. He was their top scorer, but not too many other contributions alongside him.
Yeah, look, chalk and cheese really, those 2 batting innings. The Giants just scratched around, struggled to really get themselves to anything. It didn't look particularly competitive, but you can never really judge a pitch until both teams are batted on it. Appreciation there from Raman Raja, the co-founder of the K Rasa Legends League, having a chat there with Shikhar Dhawan. Lovely pink jacket he's rocking there today, but that's the losing captain, Shikhar Dhawan. Top scorer for the greats with 38 from 43, but it was the captain of the opposition, Srivat Goswami, who guided his side to victory with an unbeaten 48 from 38 alongside Negi. Was good with the ball and also finishing things off with a thumping 6 to close out the chase. And it really was a convincing win by 8 wickets and chasing it down inside 15 overs. Superstars rocking their way to 3 from 3. So Guptill, he was firepower at the top, 14 from 8 for him. Mazzacata came in and said, you know what, I'm going to get this done quickly. 41 from 27 for him, and Goswami kept him company and then really started to accelerate himself, and alongside Negi, that partnership of 43 from 31, but a captain's knock tonight from Goswami, 48 from 38. Got himself in and then really started to accelerate. 6 fours on the way to that unbeaten 48, a strike rate of 126.3, and just sending it to all different parts. A wagon wheel would show that it's not just one shot in the book, he's got all the tricks in the book.
Yes, I've got Shikha Dhawan alongside me. Shikha, hard luck today. Was it just simply a question of not enough runs, basically? I mean, how many did you need, do you think?
Absolutely, we were less by 20, 25 runs, and we should have scored more runs, and that's why the other team didn't have that much of pressure while chasing, and even in first 6 overs, we leaked lots of runs over there.
Yeah, dealing with the spinners in those middle overs,
Yeah.
particularly maybe when we get to Jammu, is going to be key, isn't it, for your team?
Yes, absolutely. It's not an easy wicket to bat on, and especially in T20 where you have to take risk, and their spinners are quite good. They know how to bowl really good on this wicket, and that's where they're taking the advantage.
Next up, you're in Gujarat, so obviously expecting a bit of support there in Surat.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully the wicket is better over there, and if it's more of a flat wicket, I feel that would be better to play T20 cricket over there.
Hard luck today. I'm sure you'll be well supported there in Surat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was not their day. So in the end, the Southern Superstars, well, they came out firing again, and it wasn't the nail biter we thought it might be. It was a convincing win inside 15 overs. The Southern Superstars winning it by 8 wickets. And we're going to go for a short break now, and we'll be back for the post-match presentation. Welcome back to the glorious city of Jodhpur, and we've just seen dominance from the Southern Superstars taking on the Gujarat Greats, and they played each other twice, and the Superstars have come out on top twice. Today was nowhere near the nail-biter in the first one, and they win it by 8 wickets, taking just 14.5 overs to chase it down. And this man, Hamilton Masakadza, really was the injection of pace and power that chase needed. Hitting 4 fours and 2 sixes, he came out and he had one thing on his mind, and that was to hit hard, hit big and hit long, and he did just that. 41 from 27. And that partnership alongside his captain, Shrivats Goswami, really just put the massive old dent in that chase. And Goswami finishing unbeaten on 48. The 123 for 7 put up by the Gujarat Greats never really looked like it was going to be enough. They just couldn't get going. The captain, Dhawan, well, 38 from 43, that's the top score. Not that much to write home about for them, but the batting from the Superstars, they really were superstars. Goswami, Masakadza, and then Negi at the end, winning it by 8 wickets. And it's now it's time to go down to the post-match presentation.
Yes, welcome along to the post-match presentation. First of all, congratulations to the Southern Superstars. They have looked in imperious form 3 games running, deservedly top of the table. First of all, the K-Rasa Legends League Cricket would like to thank all of our partners. Title sponsor K-Rasa, official mobile game Dream Cricket 24, official partner 1xBat, official partner Amar Ujala, official broadcast partner Star Sports, official digital streaming partner FanCode, exclusive ticketing partner Paytm Insider, official radio partner Radio City, Jodhpur Platinum sponsor Play Sports, Jodhpur pouring partner Coca-Cola, Jodhpur medical partner Sri Ram Hospital, and Jodhpur radio partner 92.7 Big FM. As usual, we have a presentation party with us. Allow me to introduce you to all of them, starting with Mr. Pakram Singh Rathore, President of the Now it's time for the Play Sports game changer of the match. I would like to invite Mr. Harinder Pal Singh to hand over the cheque, and the award goes for his 2 for 24, including big wicket of Lendl Simmons. It is, of course, Subodh Bhatti. He set up the win. It was then over to the batters. We have a dependable player of the match award as well. I'd like to invite Dr. Sunil Chandak to hand over this cheque, and the award goes to the skipper, Shrivats Goswami. Who gave them the real impetus with the bat today is going to be the legend of the match, and that award is going to go to, for 41 of 27 deliveries, Hamilton Masakadza. Your check with you, just there, please. Wow, how are you in such good nick, having hardly played for a few months?
Yeah, much little secret. Actually got a little bit of club cricket in before I came over. So yeah, feeling quite fresh and I've been striking nicely.
And that impact player role, it probably wouldn't have been a bad one to play when you were playing for Zimbabwe.
Yeah, definitely. That's been gold. And I've been fortunate enough to get that role in each of the 3 teams I've played in so far. So yeah, I come out to bat nice and fresh.
What was the plan then today when you went out there? It looked like you were consciously trying to hit with the spin. Did you always plan to try and be aggressive in the power play and get ahead of the game?
Yeah, usually we just try to keep the first 6 the same, regardless of the situation. Because of the fielding restrictions, just try and take on whatever we can and get ahead of the game if we can, and we managed to do that today.
Have you sent a message as well to the management? You were impact player yesterday and you didn't get in, you were number 9.
Yeah, I kept sliding down the order, so yeah, I was chomping at the bits to get out there today.
I think you'll be in the top 4 next game. Well played today. Great
Cheers.
knock.
Cheers, man.
Hamilton Mazakadze is the legend of the match. I'd like to now call up the winning captain to have a word as well, and that is, of course, Srivats Goswami, also dependable player of the match. Captaincy, pretty easy job, isn't it?
Easy, and life's good. I mean, I was scared that we won 2 out of 2, and hopefully we don't lose the first one in my captaincy, but that's 3 out of 3. So yeah, everybody chipped in really well, so really happy for the boys.
Was that close to the perfect performance from your team?
Yes, absolutely. I said in the toss that we won the first game defending, the second one chasing, and today was really exceptional. We bowled to our plans. The bowlers was really good. I mean, that's the advantage you have when you have so many bowlers in your team. And then Guppy and Hamilton just made my job so easy.
Yeah, so with the bowlers, I mean, they've performed well 3 games in a row now. Do you feel for these kind of conditions, you have a really balanced bowling attack?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jeevan Mendes didn't get a ball. He's a proper leg spinner. And I was at one point of time thinking of getting him into the middle overs, but he didn't really bowl. A couple of them didn't finish their 4 overs. Hamid didn't finish his quota, and so did Subodh. Like I said, that's the advantage when you have so much option. When there's so many bowlers, you can rotate them around as much as you can.
Final question. You're top of the table. You've won 3 in a row. You guys haven't had much time together. How have you gelled so quickly?
I mean, the best part of the management was that we had the core group intact in the season as well. Some of our guys played for the same team last years, and the guys coming in, especially domestic players, we played alongside each other for so many years. I mean, you talk about the break. We have 4 days break now, and we need that. I mean, as a team, 3 out of 3, and then that's where we'll bond better. In fact, it's been going super for our boys, but yeah, we need this break right now.
Great effort, winning 3 games in 4 games. Well played to you and your team.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks.
Right, the Southern Superstars top of the table. That concludes the post-match presentation. To cut. Leg stump goes flying.
Full toss, given the treatment. Direct hit. What a grab.
Gujarat Greats do finish with a flourish.
Brilliant.
He picks up his first. That is glorious. All power.
Lovely shot. That is class.